Yo, everybody in the chat, drop an emoji if you see us live. Let us know that you guys is in here. Drop an emoji for us. All right, y'all. We're back at another episode of Player's Choice, the panel. I got all these good guys here for you. We're going to give y'all an entertaining episode. I'm going to start from the beginning by just, shouting out all of our followers, all of our subscribers.
Somebody echoing.
That's it. Yeah, we got an echo in the back.
You got to echo, Ron. You got to echo,
Ron. You got to echo.
Yo.
All right, that's better.
Now we good. Now we hot.
Right, here we go.
You could have been like today.
I should have kept it going, but I want to just shout out all of our tier 1 subscribers, all of our tier 3 elite subscribers. If you're watching the video and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that, as well as like the video. And with no further ado, we're gonna get straight into it. I know y'all see the thumbnail. We're gonna start with that one first. I want to know. Actually, no. We'll get into that. We got to get a certain number of likes to really get into the top 24 and under. Right now, what I want to start with you guys is what should be considered the criteria to win the most valuable player award in the NBA. Before I do that, Lo, how you feeling today?
I'm good, man. It's been a long day, long week, boy. It was ridiculous. You want me to answer the question? You're going to be bouncing around everybody.
No. I'm gonna ask everybody how they doing. You, you want to get into your week, or you?
No.
You cool.
I'm in the middle of moving, so that's why it's
okay. Got you. When you move, you gonna have some different things in the back. Like you gonna change that Giannis and Kobe jersey, or you gonna keep that?
The Giannis jersey. I'm put Curry in there. Kobe probably not though.
You taking Kobe out and putting Curry there?
No, Giannis. I'm taking the Giannis is just gonna just change the Finals MVP recipient and then have Giannis and Curry up there as well.
Okay. Fluent, how you living today?
No, man, I'm always good. I'm ready to tell you about this MVP stuff too, because you be giving it to the wrong people every year.
Oh my goodness.
All right, can't wait to hear that. Chill, what's up, man?
Running good, brother. Running good. Basketball season is almost in effect. Football season, we're in the middle of it. So I get to talk basketball with some people who know basketball. So let's do it. I'm down.
Yes, sir. I'm sure everybody can agree that this is one of the most highest basketball IQ shows that you could find out there.
One of?
This is one of them. Or the. I would say the, but and I'm including everybody. ESPN, FS1, all of them. Yo, Elder Rufus.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today, bro?
I'm blessed, brother. Doing well.
That's good to know. Ticket, you got anything to say before we get into it?
Uh-oh. Did we lose Ticket?
Nah,
you already know. Subscribe.
Okay.
You already know what it is. Subscribe to the Player's Choice. Subscribe to Chill Town with him and Fluent, and y'all already know who Low is, Legend of Winning. And my boy Elder Rufus, Straightway, Georgia.
Yes, sir. Let me shout out some of our new members. Gideon, he became a new YouTube member. Shout out to him. Also, my man TC the Don. I'm getting to you right now, player. TC the Don, he is a new member. Y'all go ahead and follow in their footsteps and become members as well. Now, let's get into it. Fluent, you said you had something to say, so I'm going to come to you first. What should be considered the criteria to win the most valuable player award in the NBA? And also, you've been saying that they've been getting it wrong, so let us know some of the people that they got wrong and why they got it wrong, or how they got it wrong.
Let me start with what they should include is the playoffs. So they either need to give the award away right when the season is done, or they need to include the playoffs and just make it the entire season. Because so many people are like, I feel like get the award, a regular season award, but they get it so late and they've been, they're bounced in the first or second round. So I hate that. In terms of criteria, everything, they should look at everything. They should look at your team's winning. Are you the best player on your team? What effect do you have on winning? So obviously the stats, the advanced statistics, but then they need people who know basketball who can watch the game and be like, okay, this player is or that player isn't affecting their team's wins. The other thing is when I look at how a team performs without you, how a team performs without you. So, for example, I know he didn't win MVP, but like Kawhi Leonard, when he was a Raptor, he missed 22 games. He went 17-5. They good. They straight. They're a good team. Not to say shouldn't be in that conversation, but I'm just saying I feel like what they did in the past was the best player on the best team that had really good stats. So you had to be a top 4 finisher, and you had to have a certain stats criteria and your name. Sometimes it's been, I feel like, a longevity award. He deserves it. We're going to give it to him. Not necessarily who is the best player that season. So I think all those things and make it consistent. More than anything, scratch everything I just said. I want to know. Here's the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Here's the criteria. Because right now, I don't even know. Is it the most what does most valuable player mean? Most valuable player to the league? Most valuable player to his team? I don't know. So everything needs to be included.
Okay.
And who should? Well, who should and shouldn't have won. Like, come on, we know because it's not the best player; it's the most valuable player. You know where I'm going. Move your head a little bit low. Move your head a little bit low. A little bit. Come on, just move your head a little bit low. Yeah, that guy needs to have more than one. Give me a break.
What years, Tone?
Every year he played.
See, that's so
Every year?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. When Tone get like that, and I got to deal with this dude on the regular, just so y'all know. This ain't a dude that I got to deal with this dude on the regular. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but look, there's examples of, be it Kobe, be it Bron, be it Jordan, be it whoever. Like, just so many times. Like, let's be honest. If it's the best player on the best team, Jokic doesn't win it last year. Let's be honest. His was a 6th seed. So that's what I'm saying is keep the criteria consistent. You can't be a 6th seed and win an MVP. Come on. I can't get with that.
Got you. Elder Rufus, you let us know what you think the criteria should be.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with what Fluent said. You should consider all of them. Now, the one thing I will differ on, I used to feel like he did about the playoffs, but now that they've added that, most valuable in the West, most valuable in the East, they've actually broken it down to where, you have a regular season award, you have a playoff award, and then you have a finals award. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel that way anymore. All the other awards are regular season awards, so we might as well leave it as a regular season award. And when it comes to the regular season, it should be. I agree with the part that, you can't be 6th, 7th, 5th seed, 4th seed, and really be the MVP. Maybe 4th because that's home field advantage.
I think home court.
Yeah, home court. Yeah, I could probably consider it. You have to do something dynamic. And I know Jokic did some stuff that's never been done before, but there were guys that led their teams to more games, more wins, and their stats was right there, and probably deserved a little bit more than him. I wish we could pull it and have other people vote too, because whoever they got voting, you can just constantly see the bias in their voting. The fatigue that comes in and, I'm tired of voting for him, so I vote. That's retarded stuff to me. If he's worthy, he's worthy. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely keep it a regular season award because all the other awards are regular season.
Do you agree with me, that they should give it away before we get deep into the playoffs? Because that part.
Yeah, I think it should be. We got 3-4 days normally, 5 days sometimes between the season ending and the playoffs starting. I think it should. Well, that kind of changed now with the play-in, but I think in that time frame, during the week of the play-in, that's when all of it should be announced because those stats don't count for nothing anyway. So it's just entertainment for the people before the playoffs really truly start. So I think during that week they should announce it. Then they shouldn't drag it all off into the playoffs and make people wait. I do agree. You got all the votes in, you got them all tallied. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but yeah, I do agree with that. And I just the NBA, man, can be so political at times. You know what I mean? And it's just sad. It's just sad. So I think you're gonna always get that. It's always 3 or 4 or 5 guys that's worthy of it normally, but I would like more different voters, whoever it is. Is it just media that votes on this, or who gets votes?
Yeah, it's just media.
I think it's media. It's just media.
I would want that broadened out because they don't do a really good job.
Well, the problem with the media is if you don't give them an interview or you don't treat them nice and they got a bad
Fluent, hold on. We gotta. It's a somebody or echo. Is somebody's volume on?
Mic check.
Mike,
Yo. Nobody's playing it?
You.
Nobody's what?
Boy, it can't possibly be me.
It just started like all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, that's
while I
cool.
was talking.
That sounds better. Go ahead, Fluent.
I think it is you, Ron.
It is you.
I think it is you, Ron. Again.
All right, y'all go ahead. Chill, you go next.
Oh, so the MVP has always been.
Oh my god! Hold on.
I don't know.
Yo, Ron, mute yourself. You just mute yourself real quick. Let me. Oh, he's muted.
Go ahead, chill. Go ahead, chill.
Mic check.
All right,
okay, now we hot. So
yeah, it is. Ron.
the MVP has always been the most valuable player to his team's success. From back when Russell and Chamberlain was playing, because Bill Russell was never better than Chamberlain, ever. But his team was better than all of the teams, and he was the catalyst to that. So it was always that until we had a situation where the best player didn't win it. The best player won it. And now the narrative changed. Now the best player is the league MVP, when in reality, is he the most valuable to his team's success? Because we didn't have that in the past. A prime example would be Wes Unseld. Wes Unseld wins the league MVP in the 68-69 season. In the process of him winning that, a lot of people roasted him. Like, what is this dude winning the league MVP? He averaged 13 points and 18 boards. Well, just so y'all know, the same team that he got on the next year, the year before that, they was 10 games under 500. He get on the crew, and they 32 games over 500. Now, sure, he only averaged 13 a game, but was he the most, and 18 boards, but was he the most valuable to that team's success? Yes, because he changed everything about them. Prime example would be Jabbar. When he won the league MVP in the 75-76 season. When he won it, okay, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. But that's screwy. Why is that screwy? Because the format isn't what it is today. Back then, if you do what they do today, where best records are the teams that make the playoffs, then the Lakers would have made the playoffs. But the way they did it back then, Milwaukee and Detroit were first and second in that division. Even though they were below 500, they ended up making the playoffs. And the Lakers were fourth in their division, even though the year before that, the Lakers were Houston. They were at the bottom of the Western Conference. So they go from being at the bottom of the Western Conference to being a playoff team. And by the way, Jabbar basically had the same numbers as Jokic did this year. He led the league in PER. He was second in the league in scoring. He led the league in rebounding. He led the league in defensive plus minus, offensive plus minus. He basically did the same thing that Jokic did, and they had the jump that they did. So the league MVP has always been about winning. The problem that we have is that when the best player in the game started winning it, like Jabbar, like Doc, like Jordan. So now that's what people think it is. It's the best player in the game. And when in reality, it's not. It's the guy who's the most valuable to his team's success. And it just so happens that that's the best player. Now, what's the criteria? What should the criteria be? I think it should be what it's always been. It's been about winning. It's been about your impact and how far your team has gone before you got on the crew and since you've been on the crew.
Got you.
The only issue with that, though, Jay, is that sometimes when you join a team, you're not the only difference, right? You're not the only. So when you say like, okay, I don't know, pick any team. Bob Smith goes to the Pistons. But if Bob Smith ain't the only one joining that team, they might have won 19 games last year, but they picked up 7 free agents and 2 draft picks.
And none of them dudes had the impact that Bob Smith had. None of them did. He's the reason why they are. He's the reason why they are
better because of the collective, not just because of that one guy.
That's not it. And the reason why that's not it, Tony, is because Wes Unseld, when he got on that crew, they had the same crew from last year with Earl the Pearl Monroe and all of those other dudes. It's the same crew. Add Wes Unseld to that crew. It's the same thing.
I'm with you. If it's the same, I'm with you. But what if they brought in 7 new players?
Well, and how likely is that? There aren't many teams who bring in 7 new players. Add that to the fact that when Russell Westbrook wins the league MVP in 2016, I'm sorry, in 2017, I mean, they lose KD. They lose. Ibaka was off that team, right? Ibaka was off that team. KD was off of that team. Now, I expected that team to go the other way, which they did. They ended up in 6th place. Now, Russ was responsible for a lot of their wins, but was he more impactful than other people? I have a difficult time with Russ winning the league MVP that year simply because I rewind the clock back to the 88-89 season. Why? Because Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls, they were the number 6 seed. Jordan took that team to 50 wins, and he had Sam Vincent and Charles Oakley as his second and third best player, and he ain't sniffed the league MVP. Magic won it going away. Why? Because they won, and Magic was that guy. That was the difference right there.
Well, and I've had this conversation with you. That's my problem is the best player on the best team, because I'm not saying he should have won. Donovan Mitchell didn't get a sniff when Utah was the number 1 seed.
He didn't make the All-NBA team either, which is nuts to me.
Right?
I still haven't gotten satisfaction on that.
Russ did something, though, that hadn't been done in 60 years. I think that's why they didn't expect him to do it again and again and again. So I think that's why he got it that year. He did something that hadn't been done in so long. So it was special at that time.
Yo,
that's why Jokic got it.
Lo, tap in with us. Let us know what your criteria for MVP is. And I also want to know, who do you think should have won it over the last 3 years?
I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. I personally don't have that much of a problem with the award. Like I don't really see that much of a problem with it. Could they give an award out a little earlier? Sure. Could they tighten up who gets the award? Sure. I mean, tighten up the people who vote for the award? Sure. But like the actual concept of like who's been winning the award, if you go back throughout NBA history, it's been fairly consistent. Sure, there's some anomalies here and there, but even the anomalies to a certain extent even those are justifiable. I think, or at least explaining it's easy to explain it. So I don't really think it's that crazy at all. Like I want to say like 85 to 90% of the people who win the award have like one of the top 5 or top 4 records in the NBA, along with the fact that they have impact, along with the fact that they have the statistical resume as well to back it. It's fairly common. And me personally, because I know for a fact there can be some biases and maybe some variables that really don't pertain to basketball that may justify or may lean somebody to vote another way. It's the reason why I look at like who finished in the top 3 or top 5 in the MVP race on a year-to-year basis, rather than just naming who actually won the award. Because to me, the person who finished second and third more than likely still had an MVP caliber season as a person who won the award itself. So, but in all, like if you look at the list of names, like it's really only like 3 players that you might have a problem with throughout NBA history. And that's really it. Even the last 3 years, I have no problem with Giannis winning it back-to-back. I know people had a problem with Jokic winning it this year, but I don't have that much of a problem with it either. If you want to give it to Embiid, that's fine. But then we have to go into conversations about the Western Conference potentially being better or weaker than the Eastern Conference. So the standings on how they stand up to one another. Are you really going to make that much of a gripe between a 1 or 2 game difference? Like I don't really think it's as big as a deal as a lot of people make it out to be, because we could still sit here and say Joel Embiid had an MVP caliber year this season. So I personally don't look at it. It's the same reason why I don't really complain about that guy right there only having 1, because I understand he still had Kobe still had MVP caliber seasons beyond just 2008. And to me, that's how I would gauge players anyway.
Got you. Yo, Ticket, I'm about to come to you. I'm about to read off these super chats first. So hold your horses. I'm going to let you rip the room apart. Yo, my man Tyson Thomas became a YouTube member. Shout out to him. Appreciate you for subscribing and joining the channel. Got a super chat from Jonathan Peralta. He said, as a huge LeBron fan who thinks he's the GOAT, Ticket energy definitely goated, even when he's wrong. LOL. Delton Bright with the super chat. He said, I think the criteria is best/most impactful player on one of the best teams, but historical seasons or stats like Westbrook and Jokic take precedent. All right, y'all go ahead and like the video. If you haven't liked it so far, let's get the likes up. Go ahead, Ticket. Tell us how you feel about it, who you think should be MVP, and also what the criteria should be.
Let me answer that brother in the super chat first. I dare to ask you a question. Am I wrong, or do I speak facts when I say this stuff? And because you guys don't like me, you say that I'm wrong. You say that, am I wrong, or because I speak factual information, you guys will slander me, slander my name, talk all this stuff about me, but still tune in to watch? So yeah, I wanted to answer that question.
You necessary, Ticket. That's why they watching. You necessary.
You asked the question. Let me answer it. If I agree with you, you're smart and you know what you're doing. If I disagree, You crazy. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but my thing
That's
is
how
I
they
present factual information. I present visuals, you know what I'm saying, and factual information that can't be refuted. And so the thing is that that's the new wave, is to call somebody a hater when they speak the truth. But I want to say something with this answer, because it ties into what I was saying to Lo last week. Me and Lo was talking about Steph Curry and Giannis Antetokounmpo and who had the better stretch. Now, I said what I said to Lo, and everybody thought I was crazy because I said that I thought that Giannis's 5-year stretch was better than Steph Curry's 7-year stretch of him doing what he did. And the reason why I said that was because of this. My criteria for the MVP is not only your offensive output, but not only your impact on your team, but your defensive impact. And see, that is the thing that nobody said on this panel. Nobody said, what is your defensive impact on the game? Because I believe to truly be a most valuable player, you have to be most valuable offensively, and you have to be a damn great defender, or you have to be a elite, super elite defender and very good offensively. To me, I don't like guys who are just one-sided players who win an MVP award. You understand what I'm saying? So when we had that debate about Giannis and Steph Curry, and y'all was talking about Steph Curry's stretch of 7 years, the reason why I said Giannis's was better, because we easily could have said Giannis could have won the MVP this past season, because he was a better offensive player and defensive player than the two guys they had voted above him.
That's why I had.
Those are facts.
That's
and
why
then you can go say that for the year before that. So the last 2 years, Giannis really could have won 4 MVP straight if you're looking at both sides of the basketball, but I know they won't do that. So when I look at him and then I look at Steph Curry, we look at Curry's dominance. Yeah, he won 2 back-to-back MVPs, but did he win a chip both of those years he won the MVP? No. Okay, Giannis didn't win a chip either year he won the MVP. But we all can make an argument that he could have won the MVP the year he won the chip. We can make that argument. We don't know if we can make that argument about Curry this year, because Curry went through one of the biggest slumps in the history of his career this year shooting during the season. So he was going through one of the biggest slumps. They came through, won the chip. So when we talk about impact, put what I'm saying, everybody got to take what I'm saying into context, right? Because when I look at Giannis, I'm looking at his impact offensively, his impact defensively, his impact on his team, his impact on winning, and where they've been all those years, those 5 years that Giannis Antetokounmpo has been dominant. So when I say that he's been more dominant, yeah, he only has 1 ring. Yeah, Steph Curry has 4 rings in 8-9 year stretch. But remember, 2 of those rings came with Kevin Durant. We had a question whether or not he would have got another ring after he won the first one if LeBron James would have been healthy. But we're going to get into that a little later on with the whole Draymond stuff. But like I said, you guys got to peep what I'm saying, bro. Giannis had been more dominant. And to me, Giannis easily could have had 4 MVPs if they was basing it off both offensive and defensive production. I think that's what the league has gotten away from. They gotten away from respecting guys who play both ends of the court. Because when you play D, it takes something out of you to play offense the way you do. And one last thing, look at Giannis's minutes. For his minutes to be as low as they are, and for him to average just as amount, almost the same amount as assists to Curry, double the rebounds, more points, without the 3 ball, not a great free throw shooter, bro. That's elite dominance, and you top 3 in defensive player of the year voting every year. What are we talking about?
Now we've already established that it's a regular season award, so we already know that that's not a question. But like I mentioned before about Wes Unseld, he led the league in rebounding. So let's start right there with Jabbar. When Jabbar won the league MVP in '76, not only did he lead the league in rebounding, he led the league in blocks too. So it's not only just a one-sided thing. So when Moses won it in '82, not only did Moses not only did Moses win, not only did Moses lead the league in rebounds that year, he also was an all-league defender. So it's usually been a guy who plays on both sides of the basketball. You got to remember too, Ticket, that we live now in an offensive universe. You can't put hands on guys. Defense isn't as prevalent as it was in the 90s, in the 80s. It's not as prevalent as it was. You can shake your head about that low all you want. Defense isn't nearly as prevalent as it was back then. If it was,
and let's be clear. I know Lowe's shaking his head. Let's be clear. It's because the league wants it to be that way. They've made rules because the rules it's more entertaining. You sell more tickets.
Well,
but to Ticket's point, that's what I was saying when I said everything, all encompassing, offense and defense. Because who would you want? Who would you rather want? A guy averaging an efficient 25 per game who's a top 5 defensive player of the year, or a guy averaging 28 a game who plays no defense? If you really want to win a game,
25.
it's the guy with 25.
Easy.
When that guy, if he's so dominant, if he's such an MVP, why they ain't snipped the playoffs when Clay was hurt? You're an MVP, and you had another dude they call $100 million man Hall of Famer on the team. Ain't you supposed to at least get in the playoffs? I seen Russell Westbrook get in the playoffs with less and win the MVP. So let's not hey.
Oh boy, it's a lot of cap being talked right now, boy.
No, ain't no cap. Ain't no cap.
Talk to us up Twitter.
First of all, he didn't.
What did Curry do when Clay was hurt?
He didn't make the playoffs not because he wasn't good enough. He didn't make the playoffs because there was a play-in tournament.
He made the playoffs because he wasn't good enough. That's the new rules of the game.
No, it was a play-in. It was a new rule. It was a new rule. It was a new rule set in place. It was a new rule. It was a new rule set in place. It was a new rule set in place that they allowed there to be a play-in tournament. There was a new rule set in place, allowed a play-in tournament. A lot of y'all all-time great players. Kareem was missing the play. He missed the playoffs as well in his prime. Russell Westbrook would have missed his playoffs as well in 2017 if there was a play-in tournament as well. A lot of all this, and yes,
no, he was a 6 seed. So no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
But the point what I'm saying is, if he was in a play-in situation, he would have also missed the play-in.
No,
that's not true. Not only was Russ a 6 seed. You're talking about Jabbar, whose team. If Jabbar, if in 76, if we had the playoffs the way it is today, the Lakers make the playoffs outright because they had a better record than both Detroit and Milwaukee.
I agree with what you're saying.
That's not even a question.
No, I agree with what you said. But if we're talking about technicalities to why certain players didn't make the playoffs or not,
right?
You got the same way that you just put context to Jabbar missing it. They put the context into why Curry missed it as well.
I'm glad you mentioned that too. Hold on for a second, Ticket. Hold on for a second, Ticket, because we already have. And here's the thing that you leaving out, Lo. We already have a play-in tournament. It's 82 games. You got 82 games to get in the playoffs. If you don't get in the playoffs after 82 games, you're not a playoff team. I'm not buying it.
Solid point.
I'm with you. Hey, but hold on.
But he made the playoffs. They just put in a play-in tournament to the playoffs.
When they went to the bubble, everybody that went to the bubble agreed that this is the criteria. So whoever win the chip, we can't come out and say, oh, because the Lakers won, the chip don't count. No, you got to go by the rules of the game. Point blank period. You can't change. You can't say, oh, because they changed the rules. Nah, now we can't. No.
Okay, fine. Kareem in 76 didn't make the playoffs either. Y'all big up Kareem, so who I don't really care about that. Kobe's also missed the playoffs as well. Also, when y'all sit here and say there's this two-way impact, Bill Russell was not an offensive player. He did his thing offensively, but he certainly wasn't impacting on both sides.
No, he averaged 20 and 20 twice in the playoffs.
But we're talking about regular season. We're talking about regular season.
What are you talking about? He had a 4-year stretch.
This is a regular season.
Right, and he had a 4-year stretch in the regular season where he averaged 19 and 23. What are you talking about? He had no impact offensively.
Was he good offensively as he was defensively or anywhere near close? Was he as good as offensively as Wilt Chamberlain? No, he was not. So you already said it. So the point I'm making though is that this idea that you have to be elite on both sides of the floor to win it. No, you don't. It's never been that way. It's never been that way.
He never said elite. He never said elite on both ends. He said either elite on both ends or elite on one and really good at the other. And I gave the example. The only player if you're averaging 28 points a game. Hold on. If you're averaging 20 points, let's use KD. Averaging 28 whatever points a game, 3 assists and 5 rebounds. But then you have another guy who's averaging 25 or 24 a game, but he plays elite defense. That guy should win it, not KD. Because he's a bigger impact on both ends of the floor.
But by that logic, but what the point I'm making though is that there have been several players who've won it routinely that fits the exact same description that you just outlined, where there is a player who averaged roughly the same amount of points or rebounds, but is a noticeably better defender and still doesn't win it. So we can't make it seem as if like, oh, this is just this new thing where the players who aren't good defensively. Like, it's been that way for years.
Look at the last.
It's been that way for years.
Doesn't make it right. 6 MVPs.
But you keep talking about the last 6. Bro, talk about Magic Johnson winning it, and he was not as good as Michael Jordan. But it's been this way since the 80s.
It was an anomaly. It was an anomaly.
It was not an anomaly. Magic Johnson with how many wins?
The MVP and not play D.
How?
You had a couple guys who won.
He won 3 MVPs. What are you talking? That's not an anomaly.
Okay, so who won the other 7?
How was that an anomaly?
Who won the other 7?
How was it an anomaly that one player can win
Moses, Jabbar, Doc, Moses, Bird,
defense.
Jordan,
Defense,
Magic.
defense, no offense,
Magic wins three
offense, Magic, right.
MVPs.
So who won the other 7?
Jabbar, Doc, Moses, Bird.
How many
Bird.
It switched after that era. When it came to this newer era, they started.
It happened. How many all defensive teams did Dr. J make? He made like one or two, if I'm not mistaken.
He didn't make any.
More than that. Dr. J?
He didn't make any.
Yeah.
Not in the NBA.
Sure.
He didn't make any. In the ABA, he made one, which is nuts to me because he finished in the top 10 all time in steals, which is crazy.
Facts. But
he didn't make any.
Look. Sometimes you gotta look at something that low. He ignored this a lot of times too.
Everybody would say Dr. J was a great defender too.
Absolutely, no doubt about that.
Nobody, like y'all just sat there and said, nobody didn't say that. Nobody didn't say that though. Like y'all just sat there and said, if it's somebody who's a better defender.
When you go in the competition was thick, it's harder to make defensive teams when you playing against monsters. When you got Alonzo Mourning, when you got the Dikembe Mutombo, when you got David Robinson, all them dudes back then. It's hard to make an all defensive team when you playing against all-time elite greats. When you don't have that many guys in your way, it's easier to make defensive teams now in this era. Because like he said, defense.
How is it easy? Oh man, you just chatting. Charles Barkley's another one who made it as well. Charles Barkley's another MVP who won MVP. He made an all defensive team.
I'm true to this for real. I'm true to this.
Okay, so Barkley's another one. Barkley's another one who did not make an all defensive team.
Well, wait a minute though. But wait a minute though. Go ahead, Tone. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Right?
Real quick.
But here's the thing though. Lo. Those guys, like you just said, are anomalies. So guys like Magic, right? Guys like Magic, guys like you just said, like Barkley. So if you look at that era, which you by the way roast. All right. So you got Magic winning in the 90, right? Magic winning in the hold on, Tone. So you got Magic winning in the 90. Exception. Jordan wins it in 91 and 92. That's the first team all-league defender. Barkley, exception. Olajuwon wins it in 94. Defensive player of the year. David Robinson wins it in 95. 2 years ago, defensive player of the year. And first team all-league defender. Let's see, in 1996. Mutombo wins it in 96. I'm sorry.
Michael.
I'm sorry. Jordan wins league MVP. Yeah, first team all-league defender. Malone wins it in 97. First team all-league defender. Jordan wins it in 98. First team all-league defender. Malone wins it in 99. First team all-league defender. These guys are that on the other side of the basketball too. And I think that's the point where you have to be, are you the most valuable to your team's success? And how are you the most valuable to your team's success? Is it just you putting up buckets? Are you putting up buckets? Are you cleaning glass? Are you on the defensive side of the basketball? How valuable are you to your team's success? So when I look at a guy like Steve Nash, who won league MVP and back-to-back, who won it in back-to-back seasons. Steve Nash, once again, he's an exception because when you think about 2 years before that, Tim Duncan won the league MVP in back-to-back seasons. He was second in the league in defensive player of the year.
Hey, watch this. I'm about to eat right now.
Do something exceptional. Like Magic put up 23, 13, and 8.
We already know he was 24 and 12, Tone. That's not the question. That's not
what we saying.
If you took Giannis and put him in Curry's place that same year, you think they struggled to get the AFC? Just take Giannis and change him with Steph Curry on the Warriors. No, they get in the playoffs that year. They get in the playoffs that year, bro.
I don't know about that.
Take Giannis and change him with Curry. That year Clay was hurt, and they lost to the Lakers, and they lost. I don't know about that. Giannis gets in the playoffs if you switch him with Steph Curry.
I don't know about that either. I don't know about that. That team was bad. That team was like really, really, really bad.
How was it bad? You had Jordan Poole. He was on that same team. You had Andrew Wiggins, champion. He was on that same team. You had $100 million man, Draymond Green. He was on that same team.
Jordan Poole was a what? He was a rookie?
Bro, they was all on the same team. All them dudes that won the chip the very next year was on the same team.
Jordan Poole was virtually either a rookie or sophomore.
All on the same team.
He missed 30 games. Kelly Oubre also missed about 30 games.
What about Wiggins?
Who?
Wiggins.
Wiggins is the only person, if I'm not mistaken, who played over 70 plus. Hold
on. So you telling me that you don't think Giannis and Wiggins can make the playoffs in the West?
No.
Man, get out of here, man. Man, this man right here, hellified cap. Hellified cap. And this is the reason why I exist. For shit like this. That's why I exist.
No.
Yeah,
They would have been in the exact same situation. They would have been in the exact same situation.
So low. So
when told you that he think Giannis is an MVP caliber player. If you an MVP caliber player that play both ends of the court, you put him with Wiggins and they get to the playoffs in the Western Conference. I ain't saying they're gonna win a chip, but they get to the playoffs, man.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
All right, y'all. Let's continue to move forward. Chill, you had something to say on that before we move?
I just was thinking about Steph Curry. He did lead the league in scoring that year. However, I mean, Giannis was just so dominant on both sides of the basketball, and at that point, he was just becoming the best player on the planet.
One defensive player of the year?
No, it was the year. It was the year before that. No, that was the year before that.
Top 3, right?
Yes, he was.
Right?
He's always been
Here we go again.
What does that have to do with anything?
What is defense? Okay, yeah, that's the point. What does defense have to do?
No, I'm talking about what is you. It takes more than just Giannis and Wiggins to make the playoffs.
I'm telling you, his individual impact on the team. The same way Russell Westbrook got the 6th seed with the OKC Thunder. You put him
and again,
when you defender on that team, they get to the playoffs.
And again, the difference between literally Wiggins and Curry was like literally 1 or 2 games. Once more. If there was not a what you call it, if Curry and Draymond had played more games, they would have made it because they also got hurt. Also, a lot of their teammates played more games. They just would have made it. But more importantly, bro, once more, the difference, y'all are using these blind judgments of standings. Like I said before, when you look at the actual wins or the win percentage, the difference between Westbrook winning, he won like 1 or 2 more games. That's it. They roughly won the same amount of games. It just so happens though that Westbrook was in a conference where 47 or whatever, how many ever wins was
46,
good enough to make
46 games they won. They won 46 games.
Was good enough. Was good enough to make the what you call it.
This man gonna tell me a prime Giannis Antetokounmpo that literally we all can sit right here and say without a shadow of a doubt could have won the last 4 straight MVPs and nobody could have complained on this chat room. He could have won the last 4 straight MVPs. He could have won. He won the defensive player of the year, but he could legitimately won 3 out the last 4 defensive player of the years. He gonna tell me he put him on that team and he can't get to the freaking playoffs? That's hellified cap, man. This is the problem on the internet. This is the problem on YouTube. You need dudes like me so you can point your fingers and say that's the bad guy.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm telling the truth. I know what I'm talking about.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, y'all. Everybody relax. Wait, we're going to move forward. Next, I need you guys' MVP predictions for this next year. But before we do that, I have some super chats that I must get into. My man, Landon Turner, he said, man, why does Ticket always look like he's so mad? When he not
I'm mad because we got dudes lying and capping for dudes in this era when you had dudes that put out blood, sweat, and tears so these dudes would come up a certain way and be hard, not run around on Lamar Odom time. Now let's keep going.
All right, my man iOS Inc. He became a new member. Shout out to him for subscribing. You guys follow in his footsteps. Also, man, I see the likes. Like y'all playing with me right now. All right, y'all remember what happened last week? I don't want to have to get into all of that.
Ron, we gotta stop lying to these kids, man. Giannis Antetokounmpo literally could have won the MVP the last 4 years, bro.
Ticket, I hear you, but
nobody
these kids need to start liking this video. These kids don't like this video.
How are we saying a dude we seen get 50 in the NBA Finals when he was down 0-2 on a bum leg, come back and say he can't get that team to the playoffs? But Russell Westbrook with Steven Adams and them dudes got OKC to the 6th seed. In the West.
Literally, again, you're comparing 2 different teams at 2 different point of times in the conference. That's what you're just doing the same thing. The difference in wins was literally 1 or 2 wins. That's it, bro. When you take into consideration that Jordan Poole missed games, Kelly Oubre missed games, we take into consideration that both Curry and Draymond missed more games than Westbrook and them as well. What are we saying? Also, why did in 1992 Hakeem miss the playoffs? Since that's a 2-way player, right? Why did he miss the playoffs?
Bro,
his team wasn't that good.
That's my point.
And this is what I'm talking.
That's my point.
And what is your point, Lo? So I can understand what you're saying.
My point is that you can be a great player and you can have 2-way value, but that doesn't mean that you're automatically going to make the playoffs. If your team is bad, then your team is bad. So you have Hakeem who has two-way value,
Yep.
and yet he still missed the playoffs. It's not an indictment on who Hakeem Olajuwon is. It's just the fact that your team is not good enough. Mind you, Hakeem played 70-some. He played 70 or 72 games.
Yep.
Otis Thorpe played 82 games.
Mhm.
Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith played 80 to 81 games.
Yep.
They all played, and they
That
still
team
missed
is
the
not good enough.
playoffs.
But Kobe Bean Bryant had a team with Smoosh Parker and them guys and took them to the 7th seed in the West when the West was tougher than this. And almost
It's
beat
the 7th seed. You saying the same thing that Curry did. There's a
He did
playing
not.
tournament, though.
No, I'm telling you, time out. I'm saying that
playing
Kobe
tournament.
wasn't struggling
Weren't
for
the Warriors the 8th seed that year?
That was a
before the
one
play-in?
game. That was one game in between the 8th seed and out.
Yes, they were.
One game. Bro, we seen Russell Westbrook, when the West was tougher, take a team by himself to the 6th seed in the playoffs.
Can I agree with you both? Because I hate the damn play-in. So he was the 8th seed. So he did make the
He would
playoff.
have made the playoffs.
He would have made the playoffs because I hate the play-in stupid. Let's get rid of the
Right,
playoffs.
it's the rule,
It is the rule, but I hate it.
It's like
So
the bubble,
he
right?
was the 8th seed. He did his job. He had them at the 8th seed. But I will also agree with Ticket. I think Giannis takes that team to a couple more wins. So I agree with you both.
All right, y'all.
You're right. It's the 8th seed to me is making the playoffs.
Nah,
The
Lowe
play-in tournament needs to go away.
is a good dude. He's just trying to downplay Curry's help. I ain't downplaying the help.
It's
because
not
I always
downplaying.
say,
I'm telling you the
like I
facts.
always say, when you that great,
No, but
baby,
but
you
to
that
his
great.
Ticket's
When
point,
you that
though.
great,
To
you
Ticket's
are
point,
the
when
greatest
you
of the period.
Giannis played more games that season than Curry, correct?
Huh?
Giannis played more
So,
games.
so to say that if Giannis was on that team and played the same amount of games, which was more than Curry, they win a couple more games. I don't think that.
But you're still missing the fact that Draymond's on the team, which means that you have two non-floor spacers. Wiggins that year also wasn't that good offensively either. It took him much better. It took him another year to really get to the point where he was.
He averaged this year.
It took him another year for him to comprehend the offense. It took him another year to comprehend the offensive scheme in which they were running. And on top of the fact that if you're telling me you're going to have a front court with all those three players, again, mind you, Draymond is going to still miss games. You don't have a competent backcourt. Who are you running in the backcourt? Jordan Poole again is a sophomore. So he only played 51 games. Are you playing Kent Bazemore? Kelly Oubre only played 55 games. Is he going to play as well? Also, Kelly Oubre was bricking shots left and right.
Bro.
So how are we confident?
Yeah, that's good. That's why you have Giannis to rebound.
That's the ether right here. It's that make their soul burn slow. The year he talking about, Wiggins averaged more points than he did last year. He shot a better percentage from the field. This past season, he shot 46.6. That year, he shot 47.7. Ether. He averaged more rebounds, more assists. All of his numbers were up. So what are you talking about, man?
So again, if you stop talking and listen to what I'm saying, you hear what I'm saying. His comprehension of the offense was much better this year than it was last year. That was his first year essentially playing alongside Steph Curry. So his comprehension of how the offense structured this year was noticeably better than it was last year, if you watch the games. But again, that still doesn't amount to the fact that they don't have any backcourt, nor do they have a bench. And when Draymond was out of the games, they would have been overly dependent on Giannis defensively because there's nobody else really on that roster.
It's a stupid argument.
Yo, Elder, I seen you shaking your head at one point. I know you're saying move on now. Is it anything that you would like to tap in with at any moment in the conversation, or are you ready to just keep it pushing?
Don't lie, Elder. Keep it real,
I
man.
want to move it on because it's
all right. We go
argue.
We gonna move it on. We gonna move it on. I still got a couple more super chats. My partner Bobby E tapped in. He said, "Ticket spitting right now." And then Z6 BCM with a super chat said, "Ticket is not spitting right now."
The chat is divided.
Julius Irvin with a super chat. He didn't have nothing to say, but shout out Julius Irvin. We appreciate you.
Dr. J. No said.
He probably had something to say about when y'all was tapping in about Dr. J talking about his two-way defensive prowess and whatnot. But moving on, Bobby E tapped in again. He said, "Ticket and chill, just let y'all have it." Laughing emoji, laughing emoji. Purple and gold with the super chat. Giannis would have took them to the playoffs, bro. Low or LOL. Either way it goes. He was talking to you, Low.
I just hate to, because you just never know, man. You never know. I understand the skill set and all that, and we can predict, but you don't know what will happen, man. And we try to present like a perfect We just don't know.
No,
we
you
don't
know. And then,
we don't know what will happen.
The argument that a better defensive player who scores around the same point might and plays more games won't win more games.
I just hate those. I hate
Yeah,
those.
so that is
I hate those.
and nobody didn't answer the questions. Why in '92? Why did Hakeem Olajuwon
Not
make
playing politics. I just hate those
blows
arguments.
my mind.
Yo, we only got one mic. We only got one mic.
You think if you put Michael Kobe on that same team?
I don't know what the hell would have happened. I don't know what the hell would have happened. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't paying no damn politics. I just hate when we do the predictions and people don't know. Don't try to use my shit on me, nigga. Stop.
Wait a minute. Wait.
But also, nobody's
happened.
saying Curry is as good as
Nobody
a floor
knows.
raiser as Mike and Kobe either. But you said
Trying to
Giannis.
move the man over
It
there
doesn't
and then
make
put him
any
in a
sense.
perfect situation like he does everything perfect over there. We don't know if he get hurt. We don't know nothing. That's why I hate those arguments. They stupid. You don't know. I put him here. We don't know what would happen if you put him there. That nigga may not like the weather out there and play 12 games. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know how shit is gonna
And I don't blame him. And I don't blame him.
know. I'm just saying,
When
you
I
don't
lived
know.
up there,
I hate
when I lived up there,
hey,
when I
see,
lived
hold
up there,
on
it was
a
60
second.
degrees in the morning,
No, take it.
90 in the afternoon. I hated
take
it.
it.
You know.
Then what you'll do, what you will do is you'll present that shit, my brother, like it's facts. It's a freaking prediction. You're guessing. Well, if we did, this is what we think would happen. That's not facts. We don't know for 100% sure Giannis would have led them niggas to the playoffs. We
Just
don't
like we don't
know
just
that
like we
shit.
don't know what the Lakers look like with a fully healthy AD, LeBron, and Russell Westbrook. So
I
when you
just-
come here
I
talking
just-
that Russ
hold on,
stuff,
hold on,
don't come
hold
in
on.
here talking about Russ need
No,
to
no,
go.
no.
Well, you ain't
No,
seen
no,
him
no.
more than 20 games, baby.
It doesn't
You know,
matter.
keep it
I've
solid
seen
all the way
enough.
through.
Hold on, bro. I've
Wait,
seen
wait,
enough.
wait.
I've seen enough in 20 games to see he don't fit. I've seen enough in that
20
to
games.
get my opinion.
20 games.
I've seen enough, nigga.
That
Yes.
he played 20
Yes.
games with LeBron James when he
Yes.
first went over there, was getting
Yes.
the hell beat out of him, and
Yes.
then won 30-something, won 20
I've
something
seen
straight,
enough.
right? Cut it out.
Hey, I've seen enough
Cut it
on the court. Hold on, you cut it out on the court and up here with that booger to
Man.
know that he don't fit that team.
He already out. He already
He
out
don't
on
even
Russ.
have a
Before
mind.
Russ
He
even
don't
came.
even have a mind. Hey, he
Before
don't have
Russ
a
even got on the
mindset.
crew, he
He
was
don't have a
out.
mindset to
He
fit
was
the
out on
Lakers.
Russ. Before
He
Russ
don't
even
even
put the
have a
Lakers
mindset.
uniform on, he was out. He was already out on Russ. He was
All right,
already out on Russ
we
before.
not gonna get in
He was
Russ
already
today.
out on Russ before he put the Lakers uniform on. He was out.
No, bro. No. Hey, if you go back and check, chill. I was the one that said I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna see. But after 20 games, I knew what I was saying, and most of it was more his mental. He don't even have the mental mindset to be a Laker.
That didn't
You
change.
want to be a Laker? You want to win
still,
chips? Hold on. You be a Laker. You
Not
want to
I.
win chips. He don't want to
Still,
win no chips. He don't
If
care
Elder
nothing
was
about
the
no
coach of the
chips.
Miami Heat when LeBron first came, he'd have
See,
broke
here
the
we go.
team up because after 20 games, they were 500 too.
No, I wouldn't have
Just
broke
like
the
Russ.
team up.
Just like
No, I
Russ.
wouldn't have.
So he'd have
No, I
broke the
wouldn't have.
team up, right?
No, I wouldn't have. And anybody that watched that Miami team when they was 9-8, you can still see they just needed to gel. We didn't look and say Bosh don't fit. We didn't look and say Wade don't
when
fit.
Russ balled
LeBron
out
don't
this-
fit.
when
We
Russ
didn't
balled
say
this
that.
year on the
We didn't
Lakers,
say
you
that.
come on-
We
you
didn't
come
say
on the
that.
player's choice
Nobody
and
said
offer
that
a
about the
public
Miami
apology
Heat.
in the name of Russell
Nobody.
Westbrook.
They just
There's
needed time
no
to
way.
Russ
gel.
ball out, you come offer a public apology to Russell Westbrook.
Man, I
Ticket.
will publicly my foot.
Ticket. You a Westbrook
You
defender?
tell, hey, hold on. Time out. You tell that
man.
nigga to give a public apology for that bullshit he put out there last year. My bad. I don't know. Maybe we gotta watch our mouth on the channel. I'm sorry.
All right.
Wait.
Is
Public
Ticket?
apology for that.
We gotta move on. Wait, is
He is-
Ticket?
he
Ticket,
is.
you a Westbrook
The
defender?
Lakers had their work. He is now. He is
Oh
now.
man, he's the worst. That's the worst type of
He
player
is
to
now.
defend right now.
That's
Y'all watch
retarded.
Ron, they got all these dudes putting
That's
all
the
the whole
worst.
meal on Russ. I think Russ deserves blame, right?
I never
Like,
put
we
the
talk-
whole meal on
Nobody
Russ.
said that. Nobody said that.
Ron,
Never
Nobody
put
said
the
that.
whole meal on Russ.
Nobody said that.
When Russ-
Nobody
when
said
Russ
that.
This
come
the
back
thing though.
with that
You
bottle
can't
of
criti-
Ethan Napalm
you-
bomb, when he
Yeah,
comes
whatever.
back with that bottle of
Yeah,
Ethan
whatever.
Napalm bomb,
Yeah,
I
we'll
don't want
wait.
to hear nothing else from
We'll
Elder
wait.
this season. I don't want
We'll
to hear
wait.
I was wrong.
We'll wait.
I was wrong.
We'll wait.
I don't want to hear none of that.
You're
Just
not gonna hear it because I already done
apologize to
said
the
it. Hey,
Westbrook fan.
Ticket, you're not gonna have to worry about hearing it because if that booker got that jersey on October 18th, you're not gonna hear from me at all. I done already said it. I'm through talking about my Lakers, who I've been cheering for over 40 years. That's
man.
BS. I ain't
Y'all
cheering.
hear this?
I'm not promote. Watch. You gonna see me.
Oh,
You
you
know
not
what I say.
entertaining?
Watch. You gonna see. But
All
that
right,
booker,
y'all.
he need to apologize for that weak year we had last year, the worst year ever in Laker history, because of him. He needs to apologize for that.
Let's go. Let's keep it pushing. Yo, in ticket. I'm a Westbrook guy myself, so I'm right there with you. I think he's gonna have a much better year. I think he's gonna have a much better year this year.
I wish y'all favorite team.
We done talking about Russ. Let's keep it pushing.
Put him on your favorite team.
And on top of that, I do think he's gonna get traded, so I don't think we're even gonna get to see it. But I think that those three can play basketball together because it's not that hard to play basketball.
They can, not but winning basketball. That's
Russ is not gonna adjust. They could if Russ would adjust.
All these dudes have to apologize. Watch. When they go smoke the Warriors opening night, when they smoke the Warriors,
nothing. That's one regular season game. Who cares? That's one regular season game. That don't mean nothing.
All right, y'all. I got a super chat from Julius Irvin. He said Curry got hurt. Curry got hurt that year. His team was 0-9 without him. He came back from injury, led his team to a 19-4 record to finish the season, averaging 37 on 50, 40, 90 split.
What you want? You want a cookie? Giannis got hurt, went to the NBA Finals and led his team and won a chip. So shut it up.
That's not, man, that is such a stupid argument.
No, it's not. That's 9 games. That's a 9-game stretch, too. That's a 9-game stretch too, except for he won a chip.
That's a stupid argument, boy. That's such a stupid argument.
Cut it out, man.
Such a stupid
argument.
All
right, I got another super chat from DJW9K. He said, wasn't Poole bouncing between the NBA and the G League in 2021? Didn't Curry miss like 12 games in 2021? Ticket, gotta stop acting like 2021 Golden State and 2022 Golden State are the same team.
Bro, y'all really believe this foolishness, man? Y'all really?
It's not a belief. It's what they're saying is a fact.
Watch this. Low. Do you think Giannis Antetokounmpo legitimately could have won the last 4 MVPs in the NBA?
Yes, he played. Yes, he played at an MVP level.
Okay.
Yes.
So Low, let me say this to you, right? Low, why aren't we saying a dude who's 6'11", athletic, and plays both ends of the court, elite? Why are we saying if we put him in the place of Steph Curry that he can't get them 2 more games and get to the 7th seed and 6th seed?
Because you know why? Because I don't judge MVP caliber years based off of a team's success, especially if the team is bad. That has nothing to do with who you are as an individual and what you can produce on your own. I'm not going to sit here and gauge that based off of the team around you. If you play at an MVP level, that's you.
You elevate your team. Do you elevate the players around you?
Again, he can't elevate it if he missed the games. Ticket, you keep saying that.
Giannis missed games too.
The team helps. Hold on. The team helps you. We don't know if he would have had an MVP caliber year if he was playing with that group of guys. We don't know. We just don't know.
I think he'll say. We don't know.
I know we don't know.
Hold on. Just like you don't know if his stats go. You don't know if his stats get higher because they're relying on him to do more stuff. You don't know either.
But it's not about the stats though. It's about wins or losses. What his argument is, because he would have to win more games to solidify himself, and you don't know.
All right, y'all. Gotta keep pushing.
In that offense, he'd have been playing more minutes, which means he'd have probably even scored more.
Why? How do you know that? You're just making things up.
Who knows?
All right, y'all. I had to mute y'all. We got to keep it pushing. We got better topics to talk about than prior MVPs. We got new MVPs to talk about. I'm gonna get into this next super chat, and then I need you guys to give me your MVP predictions for this upcoming year. Need to know who you guys got. Chat, y'all go ahead and drop your MVP predictions too. Got a super chat from King of Jers. He said, if LBJ averaged 26, 8, and 8 with a healthy AD and gets to the 4th seed, is he in the MVP discussion? Yes. I'm asking 2 people, Fluent and Chill. And if y'all don't know about Fluent and Chill, y'all need to go watch their show, but they can tell you a little bit more about their show as they're answering it than I can. Go ahead, Chill.
Absolutely, I believe that, because the last time James went 26, 7, and 8, it was in the 2019-2020 season where he averaged 10 assists and led the league, which means that if he's going 26, 7, and 8 and AD is healthy, AD's going about 25, 9, and 4, and they're at the top or they're right in the middle of the Western Conference. And I think he would be in the MVP discussion considering what that Laker team would be doing. And I think that Russ would also be an integral part of that too. But I think that James would definitely be in the middle of that discussion. No doubt about it. But if I had to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, he won't be. And the reason he won't be is, one, voters are tired of him winning. So immediately he'll lose some votes.
Sick of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing that. Stop saying that, Tone. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm sick of it.
Bird's 3 MVPs.
If people
better,
were
yes or no?
tired, I'm sorry, Ron, that I'm yelling. But
After
I'm sick
Bird's
of hearing this.
was his fourth year better, yes or no?
If they were sick of
Yes or no?
This is very simple, Tone.
Yes or
if
no?
they were sick of voting for him, how come he hasn't seen a league MVP in a decade? Explain that.
Voting for him, that's one. Number two, the reason is if AD is healthy, like you said, he's going to put up those kind of numbers, and people are going to say, well, Bron's the best player on that team, but AD's the most important. That's why they're winning games, because last year they couldn't win games. The AD, that's why they were the 10th seed or 11th seed or the hell they were. And it will take away from how the voters see him as an MVP candidate, because they will see AD as the most important player. Stop shaking your head because you agree with it. And LeBron as the best player, and it'll hurt his status in the MVP voting,
which is a fact that AD is the most important player. I'm not going to fight that. Rewind the clock back to the 1920 season. Was AD the most important player?
Yes. 1920, we didn't have basketball in 1920.
Well, I was around in the 1920 season, and LeBron James was playing too. So with that being said, if we rewind the clock back to the 2019-2020 season, if we rewind the clock back, Giannis had gotten outplayed by James the last time that they played them. Before COVID shut the season down, they were at 49, almost 50 wins, which means that they would have been at close to 60 wins. They were on pace to 60 wins before the season was over. James was 25 a game, leading the league in assists. He would have won the league MVP that year. And I don't think he would have won it going away, but he would have won the league MVP that year. I have a very difficult time believing that anybody else would have won it, considering what was going on at that time. Now, add that all up with the fact that how much better was that unit when Anthony Davis was playing? He made James better. James made him better. So with that being said, James would absolutely be in the MVP discussion. However, the logic that the voters are sick of it, if I have to go another year, because it's already been a decade now that we're going into, if I have to go another year and LeBron James doesn't see a league MVP, I'm going to lose it. Because how does the best player over the last decade not see a league MVP? How is that possible? Meanwhile, the voters are sick of voting for him. Yet he hadn't seen a league MVP in 10 years. Can you make that make sense?
Can I make it make sense? No, but that's reality. You've told me on multiple occasions, after Bird's 3 MVPs, how was his fourth year? How was the year after that? Better or worse than his 3 MVPs?
Not that one, but the next one was better.
Yeah, was better, yet he didn't win it.
Right?
Was 2010-11 Derrick Rose, let's be honest, better than LeBron?
No.
And who won the MVP award?
Derrick Rose.
Why? Probably because they had voted LeBron the last two.
No, correct? But the Bulls were at the top of the Eastern Conference, and Derrick Rose was 25-7. That was a damn good team. That Bulls team was.
It wasn't a good team.
And that Bulls team was a damn good team simply because of Derrick Rose.
When you have a secondary player that's the most important player, they take away from your MVP votes. It's not my opinion. That's the voters. You know it's true. You don't like it.
The question wasn't whether the question. I'm sorry to cut you off, but the question wasn't win or loss. He's
no, he'll be in the conversation. Of course, he'll be in the conversation.
He absolutely will be.
He'll be in the conversation.
That was essentially what I was.
When you're the best player,
what I said.
When you're the best player on your team, and again, this has to be AD's healthy. They're a top 4 seed. There was a lot of pieces to that. When you're the best player on a top 4 seed, you'll be in the conversation, especially if you've won one before. You'll be in the conversation. Heck, DeMar DeRozan was in the conversation this season. Doesn't mean that they have a shot at winning.
No. Like he's saying, 2020 though, LeBron finished second in MVP race. So like in that scenario, he's very closely going. Like he's in the conversation.
I'm in the conversation. Yeah. Sure. I don't see that happening with all those other things happening.
All right, y'all. I need MVP predictions right now. Chat. We're lurking around 327 likes. We will not get into this top 24 players under 24 or 24 and under until we get above 400 likes. And I promise you that. Ticket, it's on you, player.
I see you skip me on that LeBron question, but I agree with Chilltown for the first time ever. I do think LeBron.
Oh, my God.
I agree with you.
Uh-oh.
If he do that,
you got to
starting to freeze over.
Mark that down, right?
I don't hate LeBron James. I just don't like. I'm different, man. I don't like the route that them guys took, man. I watch different dudes come up, man. The dudes I watched really went through it, bro. And when these dudes is out here doing what they're doing, it make me feel away because you're getting extra glory, extra praise for that, man. I don't like that because a lot of dudes didn't get that. So it's important on us to point out the dudes that didn't get the praise because sometimes them dudes be watching this show, man. You know what I'm saying? So them NBA cats be watching this show. So when you give them old school cats praise that help pave the way, that never get like glory from the media that's out here today, bro, they respect that. That's why they respect the show. You know what I'm saying? If we don't point that out, people not going to look at us and respect us. My MVP candidate for this year, though, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Once again, I think Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to dominate the NBA from here on out. It's just that simple, bro. I mean, he's just every year he come back, he's better at something. That's just true. Every year he improves. That's the crazy part about this guy. You just seen what he was doing overseas in the Euro games. He was just destroying everything moving. I mean, you know, this cat, man, I've never listened, bro. I've never seen a dude who, like Chill say, and I thought about what Chill said about the whole Gilbert Arenas stuff, and like I understood what Chill was coming from when he said like just breaking down like when the game slowed down for Mike, like later on in his career and stuff like that, when he was just, you know what I'm saying, fade away, everything was mental. Like when Giannis start like getting to that going forward, and not just because right now he just killing everybody off raw athleticism and stuff like that. But when he started improving that jump shot and start improving that fade away, start doing all that, man, I don't think y'all really understand, bro.
It's gonna be him, and then it's gonna be everybody else.
Everybody else.
It's gonna be him, and it's gonna be everybody else, and it ain't gonna be close neither.
Bro,
it's not gonna be close.
The defense is always going to be top 5 in the league until he's out of his prime. It's always going to be, because he gives it up on the defensive end. At all times, he gives it up. He'll go get dunked on. Dudes will laugh about he got dunked on by so-and-so. But guess what? I was always taught, you're never going to be a good defensive player if you ain't get dunked on before. So Giannis is every time he's going to give, if you watch him, he gives second, third effort. This dude gives maximum effort, bro. So on both ends. So I gotta respect that, bro. To me, he's the MVP again.
Yo, Tick. So you got Giannis.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Lo, where are you going in this discussion?
It's either going to be Giannis or Luka. I can't really see too many other names in the conversation, just because I think, especially because they lost Brunson, I'm not a huge Christian Wood fan. I didn't like that addition at all from Dallas. I think they actually made them worse as a team, especially on the defensive end.
I think they're a playing team, Lo. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I don't like that. I didn't like that addition at all. But with the expectations of they might be a lower seed almost to a play-in, if they exceed expectations, find themselves at the top of the conference with Luka probably putting up like remarkable numbers, I can see him in that conversation. And then on the other hand Giannis. Like Giannis is just unimaginably great. I don't think they're not going to have Chris Middleton in the beginning of the season either. I think he's still going to be missing up until like Christmas or something like that. I could be wrong on that, but I think
be ready.
He'll be ready. Okay.
Yeah,
somebody I saw on the timeline saying they're not going to be available until Christmas.
You must be talking about Kawhi.
No, they said Chris Middleton had a surgery and he might not be ready for the start of the season.
Okay,
it's going to be close, maybe. Yeah,
but if anything, that's going to help his his race anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Giannis is going to be in the conversation, as he's going to continue to be in the conversation. I can't imagine that Giannis doesn't have another MVP caliber season, regardless if he wins it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Both impacting both sides of the floor. The numbers he's going to put up are going to be historic as always. If I'm not mistaken, I think Giannis, if he does it again, where he averages 25, 10, and 5, I think he passes Kevin Garnett for the most seasons like that in since 1980s. I could be mistaken though. But yeah, 25, 10, and 5, another year like that, bro, for sure he'll be in the MVP conversation for sure.
Got you. Rufus, where are you going with this?
I'm gonna change mine up. I said Giannis before, and I always give like an East and a West. I had said Giannis and AD. I'm actually gonna stick with the AD one, just to make everybody mad.
No, you ain't making nobody mad, Rufus. You ain't talking. You ain't going crazy.
Upset.
No, you making me mad.
Hey,
no, you making me mad.
I'm gonna tell you on the East, I'm actually gonna change it up and say Tatum is gonna be the guy.
Oh no,
I'm gonna give it to Tatum.
Tatum.
I'm gonna give it to Tatum. Because I think Tatum is going to be required to do so much with that team. And I think he's going to get better looks, better shots with Brogdon being his point guard. I think it's going to get easier for him because Brogdon's going to help him do that because he's more of a pure point guard than them other guys that they had. So I see Tatum, and they're hurting big man-wise now. All the big men hurt, you know what I mean? So for them to be relevant, Tatum going to have to put up big numbers.
When that contradict what you're saying that Tatum is going to – you saying Brogdon – is going to help him get good looks, but then you're also saying that Tatum is going to be asked to do more. But the thing that he would be asked to do more,
he's going to be able to do it more. He's going to be able to do it more because he's got a guy like Brogdon helping him out.
So you basically just saying score more. You talking about score more?
Yeah, he's gonna have to take on a lot more of that responsibility. Defensively, the team is just on the rope. They all gonna play D for Boston. They all got to play good defense.
Why does he have to take on more of the scoring role? If they did they lose somebody?
All their big men are hurt. You ain't heard about that?
I mean,
Robert
Williams wasn't a scorer.
It doesn't matter.
I know Al Horford's a year older.
Horford's a year older. I just think he's got to take on more responsibility. I really do.
I mean, but keep in mind they do have Jaylen Brown still, and Malcolm Brogdon can score as well.
He's gonna be fine, and I think Brogdon will be fine. I'm just saying, I think things are gonna get easier for old boy since he's got a more pure point guard there.
And I could agree with that. I think Malcolm Brogdon's one of the most underrated
I think he's going to help make it. I think because Jalen, if you watch Tatum, he takes a lot of tough shots. He's got to create a lot of his own stuff. I just think old boy's going to make it a little easier for him. And if he's got to carry a bigger load, that helps. Now, Brogdon's not going to get no votes towards that. I mean, his assists may go up a couple assists a game or something like that. But I just think Brogdon being there is going to help Tatum a lot offensively. Any good point guard is going to help a good scorer because you're going to give him the ball in the spots he wants it in. You're going to do stuff like that. So I'm just picking wild cards because I'm tired of picking the same guys all the time.
I hear
you.
I think. Am I next?
Yeah. Ticket, you good?
Man, Elder know he capping, man. That man said terry cloth. That means he's very soft. And we talking about Anthony Davis, man.
Hold on. It's you. You are the main one that came on here, and I got you on record talking about how LeBron's gonna make sure that AD play at this level. He's gonna force feed AD. He's gonna make
not with AD.
You
can't do that, boy.
That's what he said. Though.
I know. But AD, boy,
he said that. Hold on. When he first came to the Lakers and LeBron went to the point. Did not AD lead the team in every category except
that was the plan. That was actually the plan. I'm going to play off you.
Hold on, time out. If you listen to Darvin Ham, what's the plan?
Going back to that.
Hold on. And then Darvin Ham is saying that AD is going to be a monster defensively because he's going to anchor their defense.
Yep.
It sounds nice.
If he's out there playing, if he's out there playing MVP level, DPOY level defense. And he's out there putting up almost a 30 burger and 10 on people. Why would he not be MVP candidate?
Hold on for a second, Rufus. Hold on for a second, Rufus. Wait. Hold on, Rufus.
Day-to-day Davis can't.
All of a sudden, all of you dudes, you Ticket, you Tone, you got some nerve. Like he wasn't doing that the year that they won the NBA championship.
No. It's the feel like you.
Now all of a sudden he's day-to-day Davis and he's beat up. Like we didn't see him do that.
I know.
He was doing that.
Hypocritical.
Hold on. We only got one mic. I just make sure y'all like the video while you're watching this good argument.
All that sounds great in theory to allow like LeBron go back to point and all the, but they keep signing point guards.
Yeah, 75. We got 17 point guards on the team.
It's you keep adding more point guards. So Darvin Ham might want that to be. But if all they do is keep adding point guards, well, what Westbrook going to run the small forward and Kendrick not going to be too?
Just because you have the point guards don't mean the ball got to be in their hands.
Let's make sure we play on that.
But the ball was going to be in LeBron's hand regardless, though.
Again, it doesn't take away because they putting point guards on the team. That's not going to hurt anything.
It is. It's going to hurt their defensive ability because they don't have the size to stand in front of any wings. It will hurt their defensive ability.
That actually means that Anthony's going to get more block shots. They're going to push it and funnel them to him.
Y'all really believe in AD.
Time out.
My goodness.
Hold on. What you just said, Low. If they can't keep them if they can't keep them from penetrating, they're going to get in the lane because, guys today, they don't have mid-range games. So if they get around the guy and don't get to shoot the three, they go to the basket.
Yeah,
that's when AD shot blocks will go up.
That sounds great in theory, but what they'll do, they'll just remove AD as far as they can from the basket, get him in pick and roll action, or have him.
They didn't do it that good in 2020.
Well, because they had wing defenders, so it stalled out.
Hold on, time out. We don't have wing defenders now.
Who's the wing though? Like I don't even know what I mean wings.
No, you mean perimeter defenders when you're saying that guys is going to guard.
No, I'm talking about wing, like 6'7", 6'8".
Hold on, time out. Who was the wing defenders we had back then? Who was that?
KCP, Danny Green. What are we saying,
bro?
Right now?
Those guys are 6'5", 6'6". We got the same kind of guys right now. What are you talking about? Descano Anderson, Brown, all these guys the same size.
JTA is crazy.
I'm just saying I'm saying they're the same size. You said hold on. You said hold on. No, time out.
They're not defenders though.
Whoa, you saying JTA is not a defensive player?
He's not a defender to the same level as Danny
God,
Green and
bro.
KCP.
No, what you said
Nowhere
was
near.
you need real wings 6'7" and up is what you said. Then you named guys that are 6'5" and 6'6". We got the same type of guys.
Hey,
We got the
Rob.
same type of guys, bro.
But JTA.
same type of guys.
Name me some more. JTA and who else?
No.
You still got the guy that came over from San Antonio. All these guys
Lonnie
are
Walker.
still. You got
Lonnie
Lonnie Walker. You
They
still
got Troy
Nah,
Brown, right?
Kobe. They're all 6'5",
not playing
6'6".
that many
Ron,
minutes.
stop, Ron. That
They're
man's
all
had
just
one
naming who they
guy
got.
that
I'm just naming who they got.
He
He
said
asked
Ron
not.
This is who they got, though.
But
This is who
they're
the Lakers
not playing no minutes
No.
though. What we
This
talking
is
about?
who the Lakers have.
What
and
y'all
who they-
doing? No. What you're
They not
doing
playing
is
no
he
more.
wasn't comparing them as defensive players. He said you didn't listen well, Ticket, but you don't do much. He said get real wing defenders, and I said wing defenders. We got perimeter, no wings, 6'7" and up. And I said, well, who did the Lakers have? And he named guys, and y'all compared their defense. That's not what he was doing. He was naming wing. Hold on. He was naming wing. You were naming wing defenders, but you didn't, because those guys are all under 6'6".
Y'all better put that as
also
the
be
worst
fair,
possible
Lonnie.
thing of the
I
year.
wasn't. Hold on. I was not comparing. Hold on. I was not
No.
comparing KCP defense to Toscano Anderson. I wasn't doing that. But those guys, the height wise, are the same.
But he's not. But also he's not. I wouldn't consider him a defender. Lonnie Walker is
You
like
don't consider
6'4".
Toscano Anderson as a defensive player?
No.
All right.
No.
All right. What is he then? What is he?
Fluent.
He's a I don't know what he is, boy. He's a default. Like I don't know what that boy is, boy.
That nigga world champ. He got a ring last year.
Not because oh man.
All I'm saying is this.
How many minutes was he playing on the floor in the
guys
finals?
that can guard the perimeter. When you go with Beverly and all them, we got guys that can guard the perimeter.
And
We do.
JTA,
And if they get around those guys, even if they
finals.
small and they get around those guys, now you got size back there. So to sit here and say we don't have perimeter defenders, that's crazy. That's crazy.
We
Right.
don't. They
All
don't.
right.
That's fine.
All right, y'all. We
So
go
Beverly's
keep it
not a
pushing. We
perimeter
gonna keep it
defender.
pushing.
That's one.
Yeah.
We
Dennis
missed
Schroeder's
Tone.
not a perimeter defender.
Fluent.
Russ
Fluent.
man said Juan.
Oh, you want my MVP?
Yeah,
You
go
want my
ahead, Fluent.
MVP?
Let me
All right.
get your
So
MVP
first,
prediction.
first, we'll tell you Vegas. Vegas has Luka Doncic as the odds-on favorite. I disagree. My vote, I'm going to give you one after this. My vote is going to be for Giannis. Let me be clear. But I think the one that no one's talking about, that you have to understand from the mind of the voter, Joel Embiid. And here's why I say Joel Embiid. Back-to-back runner-up. So remember I told you earlier, they look at, who deserves it. Oh, we might have missed him a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. If Joel Embiid puts up the same types of numbers he's been putting up year after year, where he's been a runner-up 2 years in a row, they're going to be like, yeah, you know what? He deserves one. And they'll give him the longevity MVP award. Plus, they've added, I think, PJ Tucker and Harrell to do some of that dirty work for him that they need in Philly. So I think it allows him to do more of what people want to see, offense. And so he's going to be like, again, my vote's Giannis, but I think the voters will go Embiid.
And my dark horse.
Juan Toscano Anderson.
He's still on that. He's still on that. He's still on that. Ticket's still on that. And Ron, my not my dark horse. I think that we will have a conversation about having a guy win the MVP for the third straight year in Joker. And the reason why is because
absolutely be a conversation.
And because Denver is going to be better. I think they're going to be a top 3 seed. Not only are they going to be a top 3 seed, but Jamal Murray and MPJ back in the lineup. And if these guys can stay healthy, I think Joker brings so much more to the table, and he's going to make them so much better. And he's going to be a big reason why they're at the top of the Western Conference. So I definitely think he's going to be in the Western Conference. I think he's going to be in that conversation.
Everybody at the age of low, if Jokic wins a third one in a row, their heads are going to explode, because how are they going to tell that, oh, it's more athletic now if that guy wins 3 straight MVPs?
It's going to be tough to justify that. It's going to be tough to justify that. Very much so.
A dude that really don't play.
Nah, man, it's definitely athletic. You got JTA out there on the perimeter.
Looks like Curry did.
Hey.
All right, y'all. Here we go. We're going to keep it pushing into our next topic. You guys make sure you like the video. This is about to get crazy. We got about almost 1,100 people in here. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in, watching. Here we go. It's about to get spicy. We're about to get into our top 24 players that are 24 and under. Now, here's what we're going to do. If you guys watch the regular Players Choice show, you guys know we do a lot of drafts and whatnot. So this isn't going to be a draft, but it's going to be a ranking system. It's going to be ranked based on the order that you guys are in. So, chat, I need you guys to drop an order of how we're going to go. Give me the order between Ticket, Rufus, Chill, Fluent, and Low.
Like you just said.
Yeah, we can go in that order.
Ron really likes crowd participation.
Yes, he does. Yeah, Ron loves crowd participation. That's part. Ron is the epitome of the hype man.
Everybody say ho!
Yeah, Ron is the epitome of the hype man. I love that. I love that.
I should have been there during that time.
What is the order say? What is the order?
Yeah, I love
All
that.
right, here we go. We got Ticket, Chill, Fluent, Rufus, Low. That's how we gonna go.
Start from number 1.
So what? He's gonna pick one. The next person picks 2. The next person picks 3. Is that how we're going?
Yeah. That's exactly how we're going.
Okay.
All right, so the best player under 24.
Yep.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and add this into the stream. You guys gonna see me type it live, and we're gonna keep going like that.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna set it off with the Greek Freak. I mean, not the Greek Freak. Goddamn, Luka Doncic.
Yep.
My bad.
No problem. Yep. My dude after him is my favorite player under 25. That's Jason Tatum.
Ooh.
Whoa.
It's under 24.
24.
Is it? That's what I was going to ask. Is it 24 and under?
24 and under. And
or
Jason
under
Tatum is
24?
and Jason Tatum is 24.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I was going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was under 24. I didn't include anybody that was 24.
Yeah, I got Jason Tatum on the list. So that's why I was asking. I didn't know if it was 24 and under or under 24. But boy, who third?
I'm
Third is for you,
third.
Fluent.
If you mess up Fluid, because you may miss somebody, I'll let.
Yeah, so you catch it for me because I had under 24. So Tatum's not on my list. So I'll take Ja at number 3 then. My favorite player under 24. Yeah.
All right, Rufus, it is on you.
The dude in Atlanta, I forgot his name that quick.
Trae Young.
Trae Young. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming this is all our projections, so this is the reason why I got him.
And keep in mind, when we're talking about these players, it is who you would take to start a franchise with.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not necessarily who's the best. If you're drafting a player, who
you got it,
you want to start a franchise?
No. Yeah,
it's
still fun.
I need to change mine. That's the criteria.
In the next round.
So far, it's
go get the envelope from Rufus. He already turned the envelope in.
If those guys are drafted already, like the 3 guys before me,
yeah,
and I get to go 4th, I'm not, and I'm starting my franchise. I'm not taking Trae Young.
Oh, go get the envelope back.
Who you taking?
I would from what's left. I'm taking Zion.
Okay.
I'm putting Zion right there.
Zion.
I'm putting Zion right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little different criteria.
No doubt.
Yep.
It's a little different. So I'm taking Zion right there.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
All right.
Elder like dudes that's hurt, don't he? He loved dudes that's in a wheelchair.
Again, he said to start the thing. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be hurt now, but he said that's what's left though. Y'all had already picked the other 3.
No, that's
I'm
fine.
going with Zion, taking my chances.
I know I can't pick nobody with me and him on the same diet plan. Boy, that boy big. Boy.
Hey, Ticket, we done. The show's over. Ain't nothing stopping that. We out. Let's go.
I can't do that.
We
boy.
finished. We can't top that. You can't top that. You can't say
that man
nothing.
right there, boy.
I'm Rick James. You know what?
Zion gonna
That's
come
what
look,
that is.
You know Zion listen to the show. He gonna come looking for you. Though.
He can find me at the he can find me at the buffet line, but we both gonna be there, boy. Good boy,
they say Zion looking. Hey, didn't they say Zion looking good? Then they have some pictures out there. Zion
anybody can look good when you start losing 20 pounds, boy. Anybody start looking good now. Come on now.
I would with Zion. I would still take that chance, Zion.
I'm gonna go Trae Young then. I'll take
Mm-hmm.
Young.
All right.
Ooh, boy. You got to put the list back up there.
Back to Ticket.
Yeah, Ticket. It is on you.
Yes, sir.
Anthony Edwards.
That's a good pick.
I like that pick. Yep. I like that pick.
Scotty Barnes for me.
That was my pick.
Eat it, Tone. Eat it.
Pick.
Eat it. Go get somebody else. Eat it.
That was my pick.
All right, y'all. Right now we have Luka, Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, Zion Williamson.
Don't take my pick, Fluent. Don't do it.
No, I ain't taking your pick. This one's another nasty one.
There you go.
We got Luka, Jason Tatum, John Morant, Zion Williamson, Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, then Scotty Barnes. Fluent,
Man.
who do you have eighth?
Garland.
Damn, I told you don't take
Oh,
the pick.
Eat it, Tom.
But Garland, that's
a great one. That's
Eat
a
it,
great one.
Rufus.
That's
Eat it,
yeah.
Rufus.
I got to, because that's
Eat
what
it.
I had with him. All right, I can get somebody else. I think of somebody else here real quick. Man, I knew he was gonna take it too. That boy bad. I like Garland. I like him a lot. Let's see here.
Yeah, Garland.
Shoot, under 24. We gotta put his running mate in there, the big man from there.
Who that?
Which one?
Yeah. Evan Mobley. I was thinking of him.
Evan Mobley. Yeah, Evan Mobley.
Is that the guy you going with?
Y'all know
Yeah,
one
I'm
thing,
going
man.
with Evan. We were talking about that earlier, and they were like, man, in 5 years, they believe he's gonna be top 2, 3, 5 in the game. Easy.
I think he is too.
Yeah. So Evan Mobley.
What'd you say, Ticket?
Man, LeVar Ball will come on here and snap on all of us, man.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would.
Boy, all right.
Well, let me make sure
Yeah,
he
all right.
don't snap. Let me make sure because and for people
He
out there in the chat, we can't pick Bam. Bam just turned 25. Like
He's
a
out.
week ago. Yeah,
He's
he's
out.
out.
He's too old.
Because I would have picked Bam here, but we're gonna go ahead and go with LaMelo.
Melo's in. Yep.
I mean,
Best
he's
point guard in the NBA.
Who's under 24?
Who we,
Nah,
we on me?
but Evan.
Yeah, we
Evan
on you, Ticket. Yep.
Mobley is nice,
Man,
Mobley.
hey,
yeah.
LeVar, I'm sorry, man. I got to go with Tyrese Maxey, man.
Maxey, your guy. I can dig Maxey.
No, I ain't say LaMelo. I said Tyrese.
No, I said
Yeah.
LaMelo.
He said LaMelo. He said Maxey.
Look at Tiggy.
Ron don't type
every interview he won't.
I'm going with I'm going with Brandon Ingram.
That's
He's still
I
on
forgot
24?
about B.I.
No.
Go do your homework.
24?
Yes, sir. Go do your
He
homework.
got to be
Oh,
24.
snaps.
Go do your homework.
Man.
No. He turned 25 September.
Yeah,
Early
that's
this
what I'm
year.
about to say. He 25.
When? September when?
Second.
So he just turned 25 this year.
Just
So,
turned
so
25,
a
Yeah,
week
you
ago.
can't use him,
Okay,
bro.
so he out.
But
No
then
problem.
Bam just turned 25 like a
No
week
problem.
ago.
Okay, so he's out. No problem. No problem. So he's out. All right, no problem. So he's out. So I'll take RJ Barrett.
You love RJ Barrett.
I do.
Yeah,
Love
I
RJ.
do.
you
I
gotta
do.
you gotta love him if you take it
I
that
do.
high.
Have
I
you
do.
not learned anything? Canadian players are good role players. You don't start a franchise with them.
That's what they
Steve
said
Nash?
about Steve Nash too, right? You got it right. Yep.
Steve
Okay, there's one exception. You say Steve Nash, and I say Anthony Bennett. Okay, there's always a counter argument.
All right, y'all. And just to name a few players that haven't been taken so far.
Don't say it. Wait,
No,
don't
no,
say it.
uh-uh,
Don't say it.
uh-uh,
Don't try to say it.
Hey, I don't know if y'all
say it.
forgetting. I don't know if
No,
y'all
we got
No.
it. We got it.
because no,
Don't
it
say
is
it.
some notable names.
Okay, but
that
wait,
haven't-
don't say it.
that
Don't give it up, Ron. Do not give it up, Ron.
Hey,
Do
hey,
not.
Hey, the
Not
list
give
is
it up.
nasty when it's all said and done.
But
Yo,
Nick-
spam up L host in the chat, man. Yo,
Yeah.
Ron,
Hey,
chill out,
y'all,
man.
y'all do your thing. Go
And you're
ahead.
about to do it right before I make my pick.
Man.
Listen,
Yeah, I
you
know, right?
You know I like
It's on
my
Fluent.
I like my
It's on
point
Fluent, right?
guards, especially when they play for a team that I get to go see, 15 times a year. I'm gonna go Cade Cunningham.
Nice.
That's nice.
I like him. I think he can be good.
No, I like it too. I like it.
It is
And I'm
like
trying
a
to
glaring name.
stick to like the criteria that you said, like who would you start your franchise with? I can't pick none of these guys before. So I'm gonna tell you now, I'm super impressed with this dude. That Pablo dude. I'm putting him.
Yeah.
Orlando. Okay.
I'm super impressed. With
Paulo Banchero.
Paulo.
Yes.
Paulo.
Paulo
I'm super
Banchero.
impressed with
Okay.
that dude.
Pero
I'm
amigo.
super impressed
Okay.
with that dude. Yes, sir.
Bandera, bandera, bandera.
Pero tú sabes.
Done do my best, Chris Tucker.
What?
Friday. Did you not watch Friday either?
No. I know. I don't know what's his name said. Ticket said. I'm gonna go with another guard. I like it. I thought it was one of the worst trades in recent history when the Kings gave him up. I'm gonna go with Tyrese Halliburton.
Halliburton?
Halliburton.
I like that. I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
I got other players on this team that I like over him.
Yep.
Who?
Who got Ticket?
I ain't got that many more.
On Indiana?
I got to roll with
I got
Shea
one
Butter.
guy I like on there over there.
I got to roll with Shea
Damn.
Butter.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Shea Butter it
Forgot
is.
about
Yeah.
Shea. I forgot
Yo,
about
and
Shea.
that's who I'm talking about. How does Shea fall to 16? with what he's done.
Again, with the
Shit, what he's
criteria,
done.
with the criteria, though, you said start a team. I love Shea.
Okay, so now check this out.
I'm not
now check
starting
this
my
out.
team with him.
Shea's over there by himself. Zero help for the last since Chris Paul left. Which one of these guys go on that team and does more than Shea?
Well, not more, but in all,
I told you two things.
I think a lot of them would do the same.
I thought it was under 24. So Shea's 24, so that's why he's not on my list because I thought it was under 24, and he's Canadian.
Man, look!
Oh my gosh,
Shea falls in an outlier Canadian.
I wouldn't. The guys I've named so far, I would pick them over Shea to start my team. I'm picking them over.
And
I like him a lot, though.
I like Shea too. I just think that. I mean, it's not a knock on him, but just putting an empty stats on what literally is the worst team in the NBA, I don't really know how much those stats are.
Hold on, bro. How you gonna move? How you gonna take Zion out and put Shea there?
Bro, he been to the playoffs.
See what I was trying to do, but not in front of Zion though.
Hold on, Lo. He been to the playoffs almost every year of his career, right?
Who that?
Shea. He was wasn't he in the playoffs with the Clippers?
No.
Just 1 year he was there. He was only in the playoffs with the Clippers 1 year.
OKC with Chris Paul in them.
Just 2 years.
Just two.
How many years he been in the league?
Four.
5.
In them other 2 years, he was playing with doo-doo.
No, but the point,
How you gonna smell good and look good playing with doo-doo?
Wait, no. But the only reason why you would put him higher up than where he is because of the last 2 years, though. Like you wouldn't put him up because when he's been producing the last 2 years on one of the worst teams in the NBA. And on top of that, he's been missing games too. I just wouldn't.
But
it's
Lo,
too
they
much.
traded all their assets. I can hit you with the same thing you said about Golden State. They traded all their assets for young dudes.
Somebody got to lead a bad team in scoring and assists and rebounds. Somebody got to do
all their
that.
assets up for young cats.
Somebody got to do that.
I know. I see what you're saying. It's just, I mean, the man has played like 80 games in the past 2 years, and I mean, last year he was kind of shaky from 3. I mean, I like him. I think he deserves to be on the list, especially maybe even higher. Even if you want to go over Tyrese, I'm just high on Tyrese though. I think I'm very high.
28 this year.
Low. I'm gonna put it like this.
I think very high.
If you change him and Darius Garland, I don't see the Cavs getting any worse. If you change him and LaMelo Ball, I don't see the Hornets getting any worse.
Ron, how do you?
I'm not gonna say they would be better.
Ron,
I don't see them getting any worse.
I don't know. But I don't know.
How do you feel that way when you saw what Garland did when Sexton went down, bro? The level he took Cleveland to.
He took Cleveland to another level. They have a good team though.
They got a bunch of young kids.
They got a bunch of young dogs. If you put Isaac Okoro, a veteran Kevin Love, Evan Mobley, one of the best young prospects in the game, because if you put Jared Allen with him, come on, Ron, before he got injured,
before Jared Allen got hurt, and before
Mobley
even Mobley was in and out and struggling. But that team had a record of they were 35 win team. They were one of the top 4 or 5 seeds in the Eastern Conference.
They were the number 2 seed at one point, Lo.
Yeah, as good as you think that team might have been, they were not supposed to be that good.
No, they weren't.
They were not that good.
No.
So it's a better team than OKC, yes, but they were not as good as
much better team than OKC.
But it wasn't.
It's a night and day team.
But they were playing at a level. But they were playing at a level in which nobody assumed that they were going to play, let alone thought they were going to play once Jared Allen went down, and you thought that. Colin Sexton went down, and you thought that Darius Garland was going to take over.
That's the thing, though. Colin Sexton was counterproductive to that team because he wants to pound the ball, dribble.
Yeah,
the ball.
But it sounds good. It sounds good in hindsight, though. That sounds good in hindsight.
Rewind the clock, Ron, back to September 2021. If I told you that Cleveland's going to be a top 2 seed this year, would you have bought that?
Don't believe that at all. But it was addition by subtraction, though. With Colin Sexton. I don't want to hear Colin Sexton.
Agree with that.
I don't want to hear about Colin Sexton. I want to hear about what he was able to do with the team that was basically tailor-made for him.
Right.
On offense, he was able to do whatever he wants to do. On offense, he's able to do whatever he wants to do.
So was Shea.
Yeah, but come on, Lo.
I'm just saying they both in a situation where they can handle the ball, though.
Shea's able to do it with dudes that should be on the end of benches and should be in the G League, getting ready for their NBA careers.
Nobody not denying that. We just saying would they have been in the same situation? You're saying that you think that they would have been the number 2 seed with Darius with Shea, on the
saying,
roster, and I don't know
if
if I don't know if we can necessarily come to
I
that
don't think
conclusion.
that's gonna happen because Shea is a good player, but he's not that pure
Man,
point
Shea
guard. He's not
is a
that.
dog.
He's not that playmaker like
Shay's
that.
a
No,
dog.
I love his scoring. I do.
Keep
I
in
love
mind.
his
Keep in
scoring,
mind.
but
Keep in mind. In OKC, you don't get to watch guys play that much, so that might be the reason why you guys are saying that. I don't know.
I watch a lot of footage.
I'm big on Shea.
Yeah.
I just don't think he could have took over and ran the show like Garland did. Garland ran the show, bro, and got everybody going and took that team to a whole nother level. It's not. I mean, you just can't put guys, just throw anybody in there. Shea good. He's very good, but he don't have that skill set, in my personal opinion.
I don't think. I think you're right about that, Rufus. But I will tell you this though. I think that thinking about what they had with the Clippers, Doc did not want to. Doc did not want to give up. He did not want to give up Shea, but he had to do it for Leonard and Paul George. He had to do it.
Yeah.
No question about it.
He's better than some of those guys you named, but I'm just in front of him, in my opinion. But
RJ Barrett is the one.
I still would have old boy in front of him, though. I would have Garland in front of him.
I think RJ Barrett.
Even Maxey too.
RJ Barrett is
better than Maxey and RJ Barrett and all those.
RJ Barrett is the one that's coming.
Hey Ron, I'm glad you brought that up. We got to get on the strippers next show because they gave up all that and hadn't done nothing.
Wait a minute though, Low. Not Low. I'm sorry. Wait a minute though, Ticket. Don't forget that before Leonard gets hurt in the Western Conference semifinals against Utah, they go into the NBA Finals. If Leonard doesn't get hurt,
that's not. I'm gonna tell you that's not a guarantee.
I know it.
You see him get walked down. We saw him up 3-1 and got walked down. I don't trust.
We did see them up 3-1, but the way that team was rolling. The way that team was rolling, I think that they would have beaten Phoenix, and I think they would have gotten to the NBA Finals.
Listen, the San Diego Clippers ain't going nowhere. Not today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, not never. Okay.
Hey, who's number 17? Let's get it.
Who is them? I went. Oh no, you went. Yeah.
Nah, that was me. I picked Shea.
Yeah. You're right.
Oh, it's my turn. I'm going with the kid up in Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox. I'm starting my unit around him.
Is he 24?
Is he 24 too?
Yes, he is.
Hey.
Okay. I thought he was older than that.
He is 24, boy.
Shit, how old is Lonzo Ball? They the same age, right?
Lonzo's 24 too.
Okay, I'm not putting him in there. I'm just wondering.
No.
I'm not putting him on the list.
Same Lonzo ain't on this list.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Jaren Jackson Jr.
I like that.
No, it's a shame because of his game, not because he ain't on the list.
No, I agree, Ticket.
I'm not taking Lonzo because of his dad.
No. I'm saying it's a shame you was picked number 3 overall and your game ain't.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
It's because a lot of it has to do with him being beat up. Don't forget his first season with the Lakers, he had a season-ending injury. Last year with the Bulls, he had a season-ending injury. So he's been beat up,
and he's not even starting this season healthy. Again, he's gonna be out.
Right. So I mean, we don't know what the story is with this dude. Is he made of glass? Is that really the story with him?
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I wouldn't pick him.
It's on me, right?
Is it me? Oh, okay. So you
Fluent. You took Jaren Jackson, right?
Yeah,
he did. Josh Giddey.
Oh boy!
Wow!
Yikes!
Who next?
I'm next.
Low is next.
I'm gonna go Jared Allen. I'm gonna go Jared Allen.
He went young. Okay. Oh, that's a good pick, Low. That's a good pick right there.
I forget he that young. Man, Cleveland got some young.
Cleveland got some young ones out there.
Just so you know, Rufus. They starting 5. Darius Garland at the 1, 21 years old. Donovan Mitchell at the 2, 25 years old. Coro, 23 years old. Mobley, 20 years old. Jared Allen, 24 years old.
Yeah.
Kids, they set up. They are set up. They are set up.
Cleveland better find some money because
they do.
Pay them dudes.
There you go.
Pay them, bro.
They're the problem. There's the problem right there because it looked good right now.
It do, but
and if they were going back and forth spending money before, they definitely probably gonna spend no money now.
Hey, look, man, I had this dude higher, and I thought he should have been higher. He ticked me off with that stuff he said about Carmelo. He shouldn't have been disrespectful. I'm gonna go with Jalen Green.
I like Jalen Green.
Okay.
I like Jalen Green.
I
like Jalen Green.
Very good pick.
My turn?
I believe so.
It's my turn.
Yes, sir.
I love that kid up in Portland, Simons. I think he a franchise player.
That was my bad.
I love that kid up there. I absolutely.
I like that.
Before he got hurt, his average doubled. Not only did his average double, he looked like he was starting to figure it out a little bit. So I love him. Oh, absolutely, I love him. No doubt.
Yo, my cousin played for the Blazers last year, and I would get courtside tickets anytime I'd be in the city.
Yeah.
And so I got to see him up close and personal. Yeah, granted, a lot of people were injured on their team, so they weren't good. So like Shea Gilgeous Alexander, he got a chance to just dribble around and shoot whatever he wanted to. But that's still a good eye test to see exactly what a guy can do. The skill set he has, the moves he has. Is he able to make high shots of high degree of difficulty?
Right.
Can he beat double teams? Things of that nature. And bro, to me, he passes my eye test.
Yes, no doubt.
At first he didn't, but it took Dame to get out the way for you to see it.
Yeah. But that's also a thing too. Now it's like, does he make life easier for Dame, or does Dame make life harder for him?
They should have traded Dame, bro.
They should have traded him. Yes. Man, after all these moves that these players move.
I get the last pick, huh?
Yep.
So listen, I know it's my pick, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit. No, it's not gonna be your guy. I'm making a homer pick because I've got like 3-4 guys ahead of him on my list.
Gosh.
But I'm making a complete homer pick. 1, because I like the dude. He's a good dude. 2, I used to play summer league with his dad. It was a good banger in the NBA when he was there. Good dirty work guy. I'm gonna go Gary Trent Jr.
He's only 24.
Yes, sir. That's it. It's a homer pick. I'm telling you, but I want him on my list.
He definitely not. He definitely not. He definitely not. But I got.
Hey, Lo, there's a difference between not and definitely not.
Yeah, he not.
Definitely not.
Because I know
we're down to the end.
Yeah,
this is my last pick.
Remember, the criteria is like who would you start your franchise with?
Right.
I guess he getting Gary Trent on this franchise.
Start your franchise with. So going from that, and my premise is this: I have seen guys start their career off like this dude and still end up being MVP level caliber players.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I'm not a big fan of this dude personally, I would do this with this dude. And that's Wiseman up there in Golden State.
Oh my goodness!
I love him.
Okay.
I love Rufus. I love that dude.
Oh my! Goodness!
Hey, Lo, you can laugh all you want. I'm trying to tell you something.
I love that kid. You could go right to Philly and see 2 guys right there that start their career off pretty much the same way.
Oh
The
man!
first couple years, few years,
and B missed the first 2 years.
They're both all-star level, MVP
Elder,
level, all that.
Y'all don't see what's going on with Elder. Elder like all dudes. I think Elder like all dudes that's in the hospital in the ICU. Elder got the all hurt team.
Elder, hold on. Elder, you a doctor? You just trying to make some money?
Hey man, bro, you got when he put that criteria in there, you got to kind of eliminate all the other stuff, man, and go off talent. And this dude, I cannot deny being 7 foot, the talent that he has. He's been broken up and hurt, but I saw that with Embiid. I saw that with Embiid. And everybody wanted to give up on him, and look where he at now.
Yeah, I saw with Greg Oden too, and we know where he is now too.
Yeah,
well, he may be Greg, but he ain't got the problems Greg got. See, I know Greg. He ain't got the problems Greg got. He ain't got them problems.
Hey Ron, now Ron, you can say, hey,
I know 4 of them. Y'all didn't know no Poole, no Hero, no Franz Wagner.
I like Wagner. I thought about the guy in Indiana, Duarte. I like him a lot.
And DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton was one of the biggest names to be left.
DeAndre Ayton over Wiseman over Ayton is crazy.
Yo,
he the same age as Luka. He the same age as Luka.
Hold on. Are you sure they came out the same year?
I'm looking at it. He now is he 20. Now is he 24? He just turned 24 in July, late July. He just turned 24.
I thought maybe it's the look. I thought he was older.
So you want to change that?
I thought of Ayton.
You want to change?
I would definitely put Ayton in there. Definitely.
Yeah, he looked like he's 54.
Definitely. I thought
I'm not gonna give you two changes.
Why? No problem.
I tried to help y'all. I tried to give y'all some alley-oops. Y'all ain't want to hear it.
And
now I'm gonna give you one more. A name that's Larry that's going all throughout the chat. I know he's hurt. Ticket. I know he's hurt. But Michael Porter Jr.
I gotta see.
I'm
gonna be if you.
Why are they going so high on MPJ? I'm not a bit.
Well, here's the thing. Michael Porter Jr. getting paid more than everybody on this list.
That's what makes it worse. That's what makes it worse.
That's the problem.
Hey, so is Harris out there in Philly. That don't mean nothing.
How old is Jamal Murray?
That don't mean nothing.
What's that?
How old is Jamal Murray?
25.
He's 25.
25.
Oh, he just turned 25?
Yeah, 25.
I wouldn't have Michael Porter Jr. in this list. I wouldn't personally.
If the like he said, the criteria is who we drafting. I am not drafting a man with
I'm not
back
drafting
problems.
that dude.
But you draft Wiseman. You draft
Not
Wiseman.
me though. Not me. I would not.
I'm sorry, Wiseman didn't have the issues that Porter had. No,
Right, and he missed more time.
Again, he didn't have the issues that he had. This dude coming out of high school at 6'10" with back issues.
Hold on. That's the point, and he missed more time.
Again, and
Hold on, Ron. Put us on the big screen real quick, Ron. Put us on the big screen. Put all us on the big screen. Elder, come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Zoom in tight.
Just saying, bro.
Elder, listen to what you just said. The man.
I know what I just said.
Wiseman has done nothing compared to what.
I'm not talking about what they done. No, if we're starting a franchise, none of them done nothing.
He's
but
saying
if
what
this
he
dude
thinks
coming
they're
in
gonna do.
if I'm picking a franchise and I already know this dude's 6'10", he's a tall guy with back issues, I'm not touching him. And that's what I'm saying. If I'm starting my franchise, all of them come out of high school. Wiseman didn't have those problems. He didn't come out of high school with back problems at his age, at his size. I'm not touching a 6'10" dude with back issues in high school and 9 games of college. Hell no. He's never going to be on my team.
But you love AD, right?
AD is a winner. Don't forget that.
Yeah, because LeBron.
He's on all levels. No, nigga, on all levels. College and pro. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. It doesn't matter. He didn't make him in Kentucky. He didn't make him in Kentucky.
He won't even a man in Kentucky.
He won, though. He won. And that's what you don't get.
No, AD did. AD did
was
win.
a superstar. AD was a superstar before he got to
LeBron. You can't say that about Michael Porter. Because if Michael Porter goes to Kentucky or Duke, he wins too.
He get what?
If Michael Porter goes to Kentucky or Duke, he wins too. And he didn't have back problems in high school. He played in Washington.
Yes, he did.
I was right there watching him. He didn't have back problems.
I'll pull up the article. I know what you watched. That cat, I remember reading that article about this cat having a back issue, and he got over that thing. Then How many games did he play in college?
At Missouri.
How many games did he play?
That's why his season was shortened, because he injured his back at Missouri.
How many?
14.
So how would he? Hold on. If he hurt his back in 14 games, how he gonna win at Kentucky and Duke? He wouldn't have been playing for them. He wouldn't have been playing for them either,
remember
bro.
what you were saying?
He wouldn't have been playing.
Remember what you were saying? We predicting. You can't predict.
You told. Hold on. Time out.
Injury at North Carolina.
You told. No, bro. Time out. You said. Hold on. Get it right. The criteria was starting an NBA franchise. So I would know what he did in college and high school, and with his history, I would not touch him with a 10-foot pole. I'd have been like, I'd have been like 13 other teams that passed on him.
No, I get
and
that
I think
part.
he's overpaid now. Them were stupid to pay him that money.
You can't say
he would not be on this.
He's not a winner, and just because he didn't win in college.
No.
If he would have went to Duke or North Carolina,
I said
it's
that.
a good chance that he does.
See, there you go inserting. I never said he wasn't a winner. I said Anthony Davis is a winner. That's what I said.
That's true.
That's what I said. I said Anthony Davis is a winner. That's all I said.
That is what he said.
That's what I said, bro. So don't insert. Don't insert.
Most definitely.
No, you say that
as opposed to Michael Porter.
LeBron James, bro.
Michael Porter is a tall, skinny dude with back issues. I don't want them dudes because I've never seen those. Tell me a guy that came out of college with major back issues that end up being great in the NBA. It probably is somebody. I don't know him though.
Larry Johnson.
I don't know him. No, he ain't super tall. He's 6'6".
Right.
I mean, they list him at 6'7", but he's really more like what, 6'4", 6'5". We know the real deal.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a super tall guy, 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot or taller, that comes in with back issues, serious back issues.
I don't like the back issues, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
I didn't like that at all.
If you super tall with a back issue, I am not taking you in the NBA. You can have that dude.
And he had a season-ending injury. It wasn't like he had back problems and he played. He had a season-ending
serious back issue.
He missed the whole season.
I'm not saying hold on. I'm not saying the brother's not super ultra offensively talented. I'm not saying that. I know he is, but I'm not. When you say, "Hey, who you gonna start your team with?" I'm taking all those 24 guys we just named before him. Even R.J. Barrett.
I don't want big men with bad backs or bad feet.
Now, bingo. And those are the two right there. I'm not taking them.
What I don't want you to do, Ticket, is I don't want you to put his injuries with his game. His game in question. I know his game is not in question. He looked to me like a bigger version of Reggie Miller. That's what he looked like to me.
Chilltown. It's not what it is. It's that Elder hollers and screams about AD, a dude who's a man of nothing. Without LeBron
That's
James,
not true.
AD is a man
That's
of
not
nothing.
true.
You
That's
never
not true.
hear me praise LeBron
That's
James.
not true.
But I give
That's
LeBron
not true.
full credit for AD because
That's
LeBron
not
put a
true.
battery in that fullback. And LeBron
That's not
dragged
true.
that fool through the season, and he got to the NBA Finals, and that clown started limping and acting like a little punk in the NBA Finals.
Again,
and LeBron
Ticket
took
can
the
think
finals
and say
MVP
what he
from him.
want to say. He can entertain you
even
people
though-
all he want. He inserting stuff. I never
got
said
pi- I
that.
got
But
pictures of
Anthony
him
Davis,
hurting
hold on.
Kentucky, too.
He can't deny
I got
this.
pictures of
That's
him
his.
hurting
Hold on.
Kentucky, too.
That's his opinion on
I got
Anthony
pictures
Davis.
of him
Hold
hurting
on, hold on.
Kentucky, too.
That's
Let's not do
hold
that.
on. That's his opinion of Anthony Davis. The facts of Anthony Davis is he was already considered a star before he came to LeBron James in the
He wasn't
NBA,
considered-
nigga.
Man, listen, man.
Are you? Hold on. Nobody, everybody here. He wasn't no star before he
Yes,
got
he
to
was.
Lakers.
He
Yes,
was.
he
He
was.
was.
You saying he wasn't, Ticket?
Yes, he
He
was.
Well,
was.
ask you a
Ron,
question. Was
Put me
he
in
a
the tight
star?
zone, Ron. Put me in the tight
Answer,
zone, Ron.
answer the question.
That was
Ticket.
AD. That
Answer
was
the
AD.
question.
That was AD. That was Anthony Davis right there in Kentucky. So cut it out, man. He's
Where
Terry
was he at?
soft.
Hey, where was he
He's
at the
very
championship
soft.
game? Where
That
was he at the
means he's
championship
very
game?
soft.
This nigga sad. You
All
just
right,
don't like AD.
All right,
You
y'all.
got your opinion.
All
You
right,
can push your
let's
opinion.
keep it pushing. Let's
I
keep
deal
it
with
pushing.
facts.
I'm about
I
to go
deal
back
with
through the
facts.
list for the chat. I'm gonna go back through the list, and then I'm gonna get into these super chats, and then we got one more topic to close the show out.
Eight,
All right.
not having 8 is kind of crazy.
All right, from the
Yeah, I
top.
thought he was older, y'all. I thought of him, but I thought he was older. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Man, sitting over there holding his legs, his back, his arm, his eye, his head.
Man,
everything.
shut your ass up, nigga. Shut up. Nobody care about your opinion.
All right, yo, I had to mute both of y'all. Y'all wilding right now. Y'all wilding.
Wow.
All right,
Both of them dudes is
on
wild.
on
Both
top
of them.
24, under 24, man, shut your ass up. Is
Both
nuts.
of them dudes
All
wild.
right, yo.
They
Top
wild
24, under 24, we got Luka, Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, Scotty Barnes, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Maxey, RJ Barrett, Cade Cunningham, Paolo Banchero, Tyrese Halliburton, Shea, De'Aaron Fox, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., Josh Giddey, Jared Allen, Jalen Green, Anthony Simons, Gary Trent Jr., and then to wrap it up,
I can't
James
believe
White.
Cole said Gary Trent. Yo, you so wild for that.
Hey, chill,
Yeah,
chill.
baby.
That's a violation that we got
So-
Josh Giddey over Kyle Kuzma. That's a violation.
Oh, Kuzma is. I think Kuzma over 25.
Kuzma got a chip, and not only that,
But he older than 24.
He 27. Kuzma 27.
Kyle
Kuzma
Kuzma.
27?
Yeah, Kuzma out.
Kuzma came into the league at like 23,
that's right. That's right.
24.
My bad, my
Yeah,
bad.
he came in old.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on tone with Gary
Yeah,
Trent.
Tone, Gary Trent.
I
But you
told
said it's a
what was
homer
going
pick. It's a homer pick. I get it.
Gary, all right though. Should he be on this list? No, but Gary,
No.
as a basketball
No, but
player,
don't give Gary any love. He deserves some
Gary's a great 3D. Great.
on.
Man.
Listen, bring him off the
You're
bench.
not starting your unit
Yeah,
with Gary
come on,
Trent.
you're not.
If the rap, no.
As
If the
good
rap,
as he is, and I think he's
they
a
use him off
great
the bench.
complimentary
They
player.
use him off the
But I'm
bench.
not
He's a
starting my
legit
unit
shot.
with Gary
He's a
Trent.
legit
No.
shot
Nah,
at the end of the year. He has a
Definitely
legit
can't
shot.
start your unit with him.
Especially
But
with
No.
DeAndre Ayton sitting there available.
I hate Aiden. I ain't picking Aiden.
Oh man,
Really?
Jesus.
I don't like Aiden at all. Chill knows. I tell him all the time. I do
Oh.
not like Aiden.
Yeah, he doesn't like him at all.
all right, y'all. Let's get into the super chats. Jonathan
man.
Peralta said, I wouldn't say sick of voting. They compare Bron to Bron, just like why Giannis doesn't win as much as he should. So him dropping 28, 7, and 7 might be great for some, but for Bron, it's just regular.
Facts. Because when you get to that point, like James has gotten to now, he's the standard. So unless he does something ridiculous, even though it's much better than everybody else. So if he goes 28, 8, and 7, well, that's you. As opposed to if Luka goes 29, 8, and 8, well, that's better than what he normally does. And when I see something like that, or when I see Jason Tatum go, I don't know, 30, 11, and 5, well, of course he's going to jump the list because that's not who he is. But when James is doing stuff like that, that leaves him in no man's land because he's competing against himself. That's legit logic right there. Sure.
Travoy Carlton with the super chat. He said, how is Kobe in the top 5 of all time? Wait a minute. He said, how is Kobe in the top 5 of all time? When you enter that room with guests, you need to be more than one MVP. When everyone else has multiple chips and
okay,
MVP.
let me answer that. Give
But
me
this
that
is
right
what we
there.
said
That's
earlier.
right up my alley right there.
That's what we said
Well, the
earlier.
reason why Kobe Bryant's top 5 is because One thing is when Your King says so. LeBron James was on national TV. He was on 60 Minutes and on ESPN in 2010 and 2009 when he was winning the MVP. He was saying that Kobe Bryant was the best player in the world, that he was the best player. So those years, we already know Colorado is the reason why Kobe didn't win more MVPs. So that's, if you know basketball, you know that. So if you tack two more MVPs on the Kobe, which he should have had about 3 MVPs. Like I said, and LeBron was on TV when he was winning MVP saying that Kobe was better than him, that Kobe was the best player in the world. 2009, 2010. That's why. And then you put that with the chips, that Kobe went to 3 straight NBA finals after that. And then probably would have went to more if the league didn't stop the CP3 trade back when CP3 was in his prime for Paul Gasol and LeVar Odom and them. Man, Kobe would have scraped the plate. So we all understand that Kobe Bryant was basically, and that's what Elder said about the voters voting for the MVP. I believe.
And remember, if I may, the MVP isn't the best player. So even though Kobe was the best, he wasn't the MVP. So the MVP award is not the only thing that matters.
But
yeah, I'm just saying, MVP isn't the only
I
thing
agree with Elder said, which they need to change the writers from the votes and make it to the players. Because remember the year that I forget who won the MVP, but the players voted for James Harden.
Giannis
just go look at the players' votes. Go look at the players' votes for who's the best. Go look at the players voting for who's the greatest of all time. You see Mike, you see LeBron, you see Kobe.
Yeah.
Players.
Plus
so
the
players thing. More players think Kobe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we see the result of some players voting though.
Yeah, and there's no way there's no
used to vote for the MVP.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
Back in the
did.
70s or
yes,
60s? Yeah,
they did. And
No, but the players had their own votes now. You know, when they do the awards, the players had their own votes.
Award thing.
Yeah, the year that won it, the players voted for James Harden.
Long story short, we had to normalize like voting standings. Like just because a player didn't win an MVP does not mean he wasn't playing at MVP levels at that stage.
Right.
Of
There's
his
a
career.
difference. There's a difference.
And because we all know that there are going to be certain preferences, standards, biases that may lean one way or another, it does not mean Kobe finishing second in the MVP race in 2009 does not mean that he didn't play at an MVP level. Like that's not what that means. That's right. Kobe for I want to say 4 or 5 years straight finished top 3 in the MVP race. He was still an MVP caliber player. Shaq also only has 1 MVP. If you genuinely believe he only had 1 year where he's playing MVP caliber, when you have to think beyond just who's winning awards because everybody's going to have biases, including players. Like players are going to have biases as well.
Which is why I'm not feeling the players voting, because if you think for 1 second that there's some guys that look at LeBron James like F that dude, if there's some guys that look at Kobe Bryant like F that dude, then I'm sure that they're going to do that. If there were players who were voting, I'm sure that they were, and they would be biased.
The players say they thought LeBron was an MVP.
And there's plenty of guys who felt the other way, just like there's plenty of guys who felt the other way.
There's going to be biases.
That's my point. It's whether he has 0 MVPs or 10 MVPs, Kobe's still one of the greatest every single year he played. He's the best. The MVP shouldn't be he only has 1.
Yeah, it shouldn't be the end all be all.
But it is the criteria though, and the reason why it's the criteria because the all-time greats, James, Jordan, Jabbar, all of those guys, they have multiple, so that's part of their resume, and because that's part of their resume, and you want to put somebody like Kobe Bryant in that category, that's where the separator comes in for a lot of people.
Got blackball, chill.
Not for me.
That's where the separator comes in with a lot of people.
For some people, I disagree, but yes, for some people.
For some people,
blackball, chill. He got blackball.
I can't. First of all, I'm on record saying this. Tone and I have had this conversation more than once, more than twice. I can't stand the love that Kobe Bryant is getting today, and the reason why it burns me is because I was around when this dude was here, when he got booed, when he won the All-Star Game MVP. I was around when you guys were screaming at him, talking about what happened in Colorado when we didn't even know what was going on. And you act like you didn't love him. Now all of a sudden he ain't around no more and everybody loves him. That boils my blood because when he was around,
it took like a while to come around to understand Fluent.
If you felt like that about him, then you should have been showing him that love when he was here because he needed to hear it. He needed that. And it burns me that I have to listen to.
You're my favorite player. I love you.
It's so many people that in Elder and Elder being around my age, it's so many people that I grew up with. I got one of my closest friends who used to refer to Kobe Bryant as fake 23. That's what he used to refer to him as. So it's plenty of people that I grew up around that had to listen to that, and I had to listen to that from people. And the logic that
tell your friend he's lucky I never met him. I would have stabbed him.
The logic that I have to listen to, and the love that he gets today, it burns me, because if he should have gotten that love when he was here, because he needed to hear that from you guys. He needed that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm posting a poll right now. It's Kobe top 5. I need you guys to chime in and let me know what you feel about that. Also, while you're on the way to the poll, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. All right, I'm going to get into my next super chat from King, I think Dorsey. King Dorsey.
Yep.
He said, how do y'all feel about the next generation of players? So basically this whole list. What do we think about these guys? Do you guys think that the league is in good hands?
Yeah.
I love the NBA right now. There are so many. The fact that we could have a debate on who's going to be the MVP, and there's like 7 different people. I love how talented and how many good young players we have in the NBA right now. I love it.
Absolutely, man. I'm a huge fan of it. The talent level looks great. These guys are young. They look like they're going to be around for a long time. Not to mention, even the guys who are approaching their peak, like Giannis and Giannis and Joker. These guys are awesome, and they look like they're going to be awesome for a while. In addition to these guys coming behind them, I think the league is in great hands. Absolutely.
Yep.
I agree. A few years ago, I'm sorry, Coach Elder, just a few weeks ago, not a few weeks ago, excuse me, a few years ago, I remember I was watching Open Court, and they were talking about how they thought the NBA wasn't in like the greatest position or the greatest condition at the time, because it wasn't enough good players coming up. And me being young and probably more leaning biased towards what I was watching, I was like, man, there's plenty of young players. For people who don't know, this is like early 2010s. So but I look back at that stage now, and I'm like, man, like thinking that, no shot at Blake Griffin, but thinking that Blake Griffin was supposed to be the up and coming next player is like kind of laughable now, because like at that time there just wasn't enough Jokic's, enough Giannis's, enough Luka's, and these are players who are coming in the game out the gate putting up ridiculous numbers. Same thing again, like Luka. Cade is going to look great moving forward. Evan Mobley looked like he could be a potential
I love that
KG 2.0. Yeah, I mean it's a plethora of young players.
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green, even
Jalen Green,
okay, Scotty
Jalen Green,
even to some players who didn't even make the list that we just had up there, like Franz Wagner. I'm a huge fan of what he does out there.
I need to start paying more attention to him, Lo. I'm not paying attention to him as much as I do. I've seen him play a couple times, but I need to start paying more attention to him than I do. I need to start paying more attention to him. But the reason why I don't pay as much attention to him as I should is because I'm watching Mo Bamba, and I'm watching how I think he should have been, and I'm stuck on how he's going the other way.
Yeah.
And I should be I should be paying more attention to this kid, Wagner. I should be paying more attention to him.
Wagner has a lot of the offensive tools. But yeah, in short, this is a really, really great league. And I don't think it hasn't been this great in a while. I would say maybe mid-2000s, and then obviously the transition between Bird and Magic era to Jordan and them era. It's been a while since the league has been really, really this talented and deep. So it's a great league right now.
Absolutely. And to piggyback just on the Franz thing, if you guys watched the Eurobasket, Germany wasn't really predicted to really do all that well. They went to the semifinals and eventually lost, but Franz was a big reason why Germany did so well over there. It was him and Dennis Schroeder. They both were balling, but it was a couple games where Franz really put the squad on that. Which one?
Didn't they upset my boys?
Oh, yeah, they got him.
Giannis did get tossed though, so hold on.
Wow.
When he got tossed, they were getting tossed.
Game was over when he got tossed.
The game was already over.
It was already over.
Yeah,
but even in the NBA, Franz had a stretch where he was basically averaging like 25 and 5. I was like, bro,
he was in the rookie of the year conversation.
All the young guys, y'all say the guy going forward is Giannis though, man. That guy. Next 7 years. Next 7 years, bro. I think Giannis can win at least 2 more MVPs in the next 7 years. In the next 7 years, I think he can win 2 more MVPs.
Could win 2 more.
That's all I have to say about him, Ticket. That's it. I don't have to say nothing else about Giannis. I'm just here and here.
Cats think I'm capping, and people always talk about like, oh, KD this, KD that. Bro, it's crazy that you look at Giannis's numbers, and all his numbers are better the last 5 years than KD's all across the board. Like
Giannis
it's unbelievable, bro.
Giannis is ascending, KD is descending, bro. Like
Unbelievable, bro.
Well, not only that, what other player who we've seen who has gotten better every year who we're not praising? I haven't seen a player. I've been watching the NBA just like Ruf. I've been watching the NBA since 1978 when my uncle turned me on to it. I cannot remember a player who's done this every year, and then we have not praised this dude. There's not one guy.
And what's crazy is we don't know if he's still gonna get better. Like,
I do.
He might take another step, and then another step. Like, Giannis got a ways to go.
That's the thing.
What I want to say about the whole scenario, I was going to make a statement about Kobe real quick that leads into what we're talking about with Giannis, because Kobe he the Black Mamba, but he should have the nickname Standard to me, because that's what he is. Kobe set the standard. So now when you look at the young guys, like what Ticket's saying, I 100% agree. Look what Giannis is doing. He is literally setting the standard of what it's going to take to be a superstar in this league. And the thing I love about these guys, they're not caught up yet. Hopefully they don't. They ain't caught up in the politics and all this kind of. These dudes want to play, bro. Now they get hurt and some stuff like that, but these guys want to be on the court. They want to compete against each other. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I love, and Giannis is leading that charge. I really believe that he's leading that charge, and he's setting that bar so high.
Yeah,
guys gotta put that work in if they even want to be close. Because like he projecting to break every record. He's projecting to just decimate stuff.
He's on pace, right? He's on pace for 5 MVPs, 4 or 5 titles.
Yes.
He's already had the
What is he?
defensive player of the year.
What is Giannis?
27.
27. That's better every single year. He's a high motor, high energy, and for all intents and purposes that we know, and he's a good dude. Like he's not a good dude.
On top of that,
it's going to be him and Luka, man. East and West is going to be him and Luka, because Luka, his impact on winning, Luka Doncic, man. I'm telling y'all this right now. The Wonder Boy transformed his body. The kid is unbelievable. I think he's going. I'm going to say this right now. I think he's going to pass Larry Bird.
He looked like he got rid of that baby fat.
I think he's gonna be better than Larry Bird, bro.
I think the reason why we not giving people don't give him the praises, and it's sad. It's just the foreign bias. I don't know why it's that. I think that's what it is, though.
Hold on, Elder. Hold on. I said something wrong when I said that I think Luka can pass Larry Bird.
No.
I didn't think you said nothing wrong. Bird's on another level, but Luka can get there. I'm not saying Luka can get there.
It's just that's a big delta.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
He's under 24 though, y'all.
Now hold on though, Ticket. The same logic that you talked about with the league MVP. Then you got to hold Luka to that same standard on that other side of the basketball. You got to do the same thing.
I said the difference between Larry. Larry was playing with Hall of Famers. Luka's playing with bona fide role players.
Okay.
And look.
Luka's going to get hurt because of that team.
Luka's taking teams full of role players to the max.
No, not physically hurt. I mean,
full of Hall of Famers to the max.
Numbers wise and stuff. Yes, I get it.
Not even numbers wise. I think legacy wise, because right now the Mavericks aren't doing him any favors. So they're not a good team. And I agree with Lo. I think they're worse this year than they were last year. So he's not going to win. And when we look back, unless something changes, when you look back, it's going to be boom, 10 years. And
wait a minute. Why are we talking about Dallas like Dallas is traditionally putting dudes? I mean, what did they have Dirk around? Did we forget what they won when they won the NBA championship? Do we remember when they was in the NBA championship in 2006? It wasn't like he was on a bomb squad.
Is one championship enough for Luka to pass Bird?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Well, I'll tell you what. No, there's plenty of people. No, I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to put him in a position just like Dirk to win multiple rings to be in that conversation.
That's what Fluent's saying. Fluent. That's what I mean. Chill. That's what Fluent is saying. That they're gonna hurt his legacy because they are a franchise that don't put the players around him to get him to that level he needs to get to. He's playing with lesser players. So, like what you're saying, it's the same. Yeah, Dallas ain't that franchise. Literally, what we're saying, if Luka want to be super great, he needs to leave. Let's just keep it real. That's what we're saying.
Come to LA.
He needs to leave Dallas.
No, LA. You don't have to come to LA.
Look, Ticket don't like that.
Come to LA.
You don't want to
He come to LA.
Look at Ticket. Ticket.
He come to LA. Ain't talking about right now. No, I'm not talking about right now. I'm not talking about right now. I'm not
Y'all
talking about now.
go crazy over there,
Hey, let LeBron bounce and then bring Luka. I'm with that.
Yeah, there you go.
Y'all gonna have
That'll be
Ticket
Yeah,
the
let
go
trade.
LeBron
crazy.
bounce and then
I
bring
got it.
Luka.
I got it.
Tell the moderator, hey,
Dallas,
Ron, tell
we
the
need
moderator
Dallas.
about this
We
about
need
that
Dallas
comment.
to draft. We need Dallas to draft Bronny, and then we'll trade.
Oh,
We'll trade
LeBron for Luka.
I love it.
Hey,
I love
and old boy would ask for 10 first-round picks too.
he
Lakers
will.
want to have a pick to 2050.
It's the same logic that you was talking about too, Ticket. Because if he's gonna be that guy, right? If he's gonna be that guy, I need to see him better on the defensive side of the basketball because Bird was better on the defensive side of the basketball. So it's not just gonna be him. It's not just gonna be him winning championships. It's not
But
enough.
even if he was, but hold on, but even if he was on a team like, let's say if he was on a team like the Toronto Raptors, the players they got, he'd be. I mean, bro,
Dangerous.
He'd be in NBA finals.
And the thing is, and let me just to your defensive point, right? Luka doesn't have to get better from a skill-wise defensively. All he has to do is put in a little more defensive effort, and that's enough for him. He'll be good. He'll be good. Yeah, he'll be good defensively. He won't be great. He won't be great.
Hey, but y'all keep in mind too, the Mavericks weren't supposed to be this good. Luka made them this good. So like they're way ahead of their rebuild or where they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
just
they're getting worse.
I don't think
They're going the other way.
They're going
They
the
are
other
going
way.
the other way.
That's
They are
their
going the other way.
problem.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that, Chill. Because y'all putting too much stock in Jalen Brunson, but yeah, I disagree. With
No,
that.
it's really the Christian Wood. Christian Wood is just a bad defender. They really built their identity off of defense last year, and I don't like him as a defender.
Not only that, not only did they build their identity on the defensive end of the basketball, don't forget Luka is responsible solely for all of their offense. He's responsible for not just Brunson. He's responsible for getting Bullock shots. He's responsible for Finney Smith getting him shots. Now he's going to be responsible for getting Wood shots. Now he's going to be responsible for Hardaway. Now he's going to be responsible for even more guys. And I think that's even more pressure on him. And I'm looking at that Dallas team. I think that they go the other way. I just think that looking at that unit and looking at where they are just defensively, I think that they go the other way.
Defensively, they're going the other way.
I never go bet against Luka like that.
I'm saying they're
not betting against him, bro. I watched him since he was 15. That dude, something about him, something special about that kid.
I'm saying they're going the other way because the West has gotten better. Like they
Luka gets
year,
better.
Weren't they fourth?
Luka gets better, man. There's something about this kid.
Wait, weren't they fourth? I'm asking. Weren't they fourth or fifth? What were they last year?
Defensively?
They were
they were the 6th seed last year.
Oh, that's my bad. I'm thinking that they were fourth.
And that's where they were, and that's the thing. That's where they were the last.
No, they were fifth. They were fourth.
Where they were the 4th seed. So
but the gap between
they're still gonna be a playoff team, but I don't think they're gonna be the 4th.
But the gap between these teams is like the difference. Yeah, the difference between Utah, Denver, and Minnesota last year was 3 games. Like these are like very. Anything can change.
And
with
that's
Denver,
all
but now Utah's out.
I don't see them being
fair.
Utah's out.
But Utah can be out, but then Clippers are going to be back. Minnesota technically should be better.
Denver
should be better as well. Like there's enough teams that are just going to get better naturally.
Correct.
The Lakers are going to be better. So.
No, I said Lakers will be better, Clippers will be better, Nuggets will be better.
I ain't betting against him. I'm not betting against him.
No. It's not really. But it's not really. This is my one concern with Ticket, and we ain't got to spend too long on it. It's not knocking Luka though.
We're knocking his team.
We're acknowledging if Luka don't make the playoffs this next year,
it won't have anything to do with him.
I don't. When I look at Luka, I am not looking at him different because I already know what he can do. I'm gonna look at his team.
This way. If Luka's in a great situation in this sense, if they finish like top 4 or like 5 seed, we're all gonna praise Luka because we know what's around him. Yeah. If they don't, if they're in the play-in, we all know it's not Luka.
He's in a win-win situation.
He's in a win-win situation. Yes, we all know.
And I see him get to the playoffs and taking the Clippers to the max again, bro.
Yeah, maybe. And it'll be because
I think he's that dude
because of him.
I never. And I'm a huge Kawhi Leonard guy. I never thought that I see Leonard look at a guy and want nothing to do with him. He didn't want nothing to do with Luka.
I
never thought that and I'm a huge Kawhi Leonard guy. I never thought that I'd see him look at another guy and not want anything to do with him. He didn't want nothing to do with Luka. Nothing.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and continue to dive into the super chat. We got a gang of them. Drink more water with the super chat. He said, did the Lakers and Bucks play once that season? Giannis and LeBron split the season series 1-1. Giannis averaged 33, 11, and 6.6 versus 29, 10, and 9.5 for LeBron head-to-head. that one game wasn't the season.
The second one was because he got outplayed in that first. He did get outplayed in that first game. I think Giannis hit something like 5 or 6 threes in that game, which we were bugging out in Milwaukee. And I think he outplayed Anthony Davis. But then the next game when they played them in Los Angeles, that was the difference. I think James went
posted him up, took it to him.
Yeah, he straight outplayed him. I think James went something like 37 that game, and he went off on them dudes, and they won going away. So I think that's where the separator became.
It wasn't even that. LeBron, they were also going on a straight.
For the Lakers.
It was a crazy stretch. Yeah, it was a good weekend.
They was rolling too.
They were rolling
as a unit. They were rolling as a unit as well. So yeah.
It wasn't just that. Yeah.
All right, Jamal Williams with a super chat. He said, "Luka versus Tatum MVP narrative already set up."
Yep.
I think it's Luka versus Giannis, but I guess I got it. Yeah, it's Giannis.
Well,
just briefly. Yeah, they beat that Lakers. They beat Philly, Milwaukee, and the Clippers all right. They beat the Clippers again a few days after that. But and then LeBron in that stretch was putting up. He averaged 31, 9, and 9. He was ridiculous. He was ridiculous.
When I think of, and I've had this conversation in the past, I think that Luka is ahead of Tatum, and the reason why I think Luka is ahead of Tatum is because he came in more polished. I think that there's a higher ceiling for Tatum because he's still learning the pro game. But if Luka is gonna max out at 28, 8, and 9, I'm straight with that. I mean, what we talking about here? It ain't like Luka is going the other way. But I do think that in the next year, 2 years tops, I think we're going to have a serious conversation about Jason Tatum being the best player in the game. We're going to have a conversation. I don't think he's better than Giannis, but we're going to have a conversation about it. I do believe that.
He's going to have to diversify his game. Stop shooting all them threes all the time.
And I think that's going on. I think that he's going to get better on the defensive side of the basketball. I think that finals experience helped him tremendously because now he got to take a look at what it takes to get there. Not only what it takes to get there, what it takes for him to be better, not only as an offensive player, but as a defensive player and as a leader, which is why I think that in the next year, 2 years tops, we're going to have a serious conversation about him being that dude.
I've said this to you before. Tatum's only issue is consistency. You can't put up 30 and then like 12. He needs to
also playmaking too. He needs to be a better playmaker.
Hey, Fluent. I don't see nobody.
Yeah, he gotten better, but I
don't see nobody overtaking the Greek freak, man.
Oh no, I agree with you. I agree.
Bro. He different, man. He different, bro.
All right, next super chat from that one essential barber. He said, "What do you guys think about Bronny going to OSU? And does that leave an opening for a Cavalier and LeBron third encounter?"
Yes.
Love what y'all doing. Appreciate you, essential barber.
How?
Yeah, because think LeBron has to opt out after next year. Look at Cleveland. If Cleveland's coming up, and let's say Cleveland doesn't get it, LeBron already said he'll go and he don't need no money. So let's say Cleveland's not getting it, and let's say they got a wink. We'll take them in the second round, right?
He's not going second round.
Let's say Bronny isn't a lot hot top first round pick because right now they got it projected to be an early second round pick, late first round, right? So
as of right now, we haven't seen him in school yet. As of right now, hold on, Tone. Keep going. Keep going.
Down there, and the Cavs pick him up, bro. I can see if the Lakers ain't moving nothing, but after next year, LeBron's gonna opt out, and he's gonna walk back to Cleveland, and Cleveland's gonna be set right up for him to go back to Cleveland again and try to get another championship. And Bronny's gonna be right there to come in because I think Cleveland will have a draft pick right around the middle or the end of that first round.
You got it.
The NBA, if NBA teams allow that to happen, they're stupid.
Yeah.
So here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a team that needs to sell tickets, and they're going to reach for Bronny. Yeah. They're going to reach for Bronny early in the first half of the first round because they know that comes with LeBron.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it. There's going to be a team that needs to sell tickets that does that.
Add that to the fact. Add that to the fact ticket. Add all of that up with the fact ticket that. And you know how I feel about James. Hey, I got a good thing going on here in Cleveland. I'm straight, my man. Leave us be. Let us do what we're doing here and let us figure out what we need to figure out. We got a good thing going here. Let's keep James.
Cavs are going to be too good. They're going to have
I think I'm good, Joe. And I love James, but we got a good thing going on here in Cleveland.
I like them. I don't got to win no chip, man. I think they're going to be right there, and I think they're going to say, hey, we need a vet like LeBron to come in here to help teach us how to get over the hump. That's what I think it's going to be by the time we get to that. I think they're going to be good. You're going to be talking Eastern Conference Finals. They fade out. They get beat by the Bucks or somebody. Miami. They get hammered, and everybody going to say, look, they need a vet like LeBron to come in at this age and really just teach guys how to win. I think that's what
and you think NBA GMs are that dumb to just let him slip to 28 pick?
I know that's the problem. I don't
think players can manipulate drafts too. How many players you seen that's supposed to be number 1 pick fall to number 3, number 4 pick because the agents say, "Look, my player coming."
But they're not dropping
but not the 20s.
No, I'm only saying if he stays where he's in his draft spot, because it also depends.
But what I'm saying is the projections are made by people who know basketball and think based on his skill level. But what's going to happen in real life is someone's be like, "I'm not letting him go to Cleveland," and they're going to draft him. Yeah. That's what I would do.
Also because of the money. It's going to be so much money, bro. This team with their jersey with LeBron.
If I'm OKC and I'm picking fifth, if I'm OKC and I'm picking fifth, I'm taking Bronny because I know a Bronny James jersey is going to outsell everything else, and people will come watch him. So I'm not.
But with that being said, I'm sure
that be that high.
Yeah, well, not only that, you guys have just mentioned it. I mean, Kobe Bryant made it clear in 1996 to the New Jersey Nets, "Yo, do not draft me because I'm not coming there. I'm not coming there."
But
so if the Oklahoma City,
he didn't drop to the 20s though.
But he didn't.
No, he didn't.
No. But he would have. Hold on. He could have dropped further. But had a deal with Boston that they was going to make the trade for Vlade Divac to go get him. So, hey, Boston, take him right here. We're going to give you Divac.
And trust me, there's going to be a bunch of that behind the scenes for Bron.
There's
going to be a bunch of that.
Hey, chill.
And it's probably LA. Let's be honest.
Many players we've heard did that. We got just as many we can say said that, and it
more.
didn't matter. The team still took them.
Well, Kobe said it. Kobe said it himself. If the Nets would have
said it.
Well, what I'm saying is, Kobe said it. If the Nets would have taken him, he would have been in New Jersey. He would have absolutely been in New Jersey.
Kobe, let me be clear. Kobe didn't say, "I'm not going to New Jersey."
Yeah.
Jerry West told Calipari, "If you draft him, he's going to go to Europe." So Calipari said, "I don't want none of that." And what did he draft? Kerry Kittles or something? I don't know who he drafted.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Kerry Kittles. Okay, that was Jerry West being smart. Kobe never did it, and like you said, Kobe would have gone wherever and would have been happy to play.
He would have played. He said he would have played there. He said that if the Nets would have drafted him at 7.
There are plenty of players that tell them, "Look, we're not interested in coming there," and it doesn't matter. They don't work out for teams. They don't do that. That's letting them know it don't matter. Oh boy, didn't work out for Orlando. They still drafted him.
How about Isaiah Thomas? Isaiah Thomas said to the Detroit Pistons that he answered every question wrong in the interview, and he did not want to go to the Pistons. And the Pistons made it clear, you are getting drafted by the Detroit Pistons, and they ended up taking him.
And guess where he played?
He went to Detroit.
He went to Detroit. Where's Bronny's at as a player too? I think that.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think as a player it matters.
You guys don't think if he's a better player than what he's right?
Oh, he's a better player, yes. But I'm saying I think his play. I think Bronny's play is secondary to the LeBron chip.
To the bottom line.
If he goes to Ohio State, averages 13 points. You think that dude's going high first round?
If he do what now?
I think middle first round. Yes.
If he 13, you think he's going high first round?
Middle first round.
Team, hey, especially if he could do that if that team is successful and they can tell that he's the catalyst of making that team work. You can have one of them guys average 13, and you got like 4 guys that's averaging between 13 and 18 and win a chip, or get to the deep in the tournament. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll raise.
Let me. Can I ask you guys a question?
Average? How many?
I know my answer. I know my answer, but I want to ask you guys this question.
Or something like that.
Would you take on Bronny and LeBron, knowing that everywhere LeBron has been, he's been the system, and he's gonna make you play his son? Would you take that on?
This is what I'm talking about, Tom. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, listen, chill. He say that, but watch this. What if that's a team that they've already drafted a player at that position that's the man already? You ain't gonna kick him out the way and say, "Hey man, we're gonna play Bronny."
No, but you just put LeBron at the power. I mean,
no. I'm talking about Bronny. I'm talking
about Bronny.
No, my question is, would you take both?
You got, let's say for example, you got a guy like Cade Cunningham, right, with the Pistons, and Cade is your guy. He's coming up. That's the same position they want to put Bronny at. They're not finna draft Bronny, put Cade on the bench, and say, "Okay, we're gonna play you."
No, they would just start both of them.
They would just start.
No. I'm saying they're not gonna say you. It's the Deep Bay who's averaging 16. We're gonna put y'all to the bench.
That is true. Yeah, Bronny ain't got to start.
Bronny ain't got to start.
But that's okay.
But if LeBron come in there and say it,
LeBron say, "I want to play with my son. I want to start with my son."
They may start that book of that first game, so they get all that. But
that happens in Cleveland.
Again, I don't think that matters. If you drafted him, here's the thing: if you draft Bronny James and LeBron tried to come to you at 40 years old with all these demands, like, look, bro, we got your son. You say you want to play with him. Come on over here and play with him or not.
Yeah, he's not gonna have that much leverage.
And we got it. And we got 5 years of his rights. You don't have no leverage. Come and tell me to start him. You can come over here and play with him. If he's good enough to start, he'll start. If not, he's coming off the bench. It's
All right, well, then he's just going to hold out.
Who?
All right, y'all. Next,
Bronny?
Not both of them.
Nah, they won't.
Let's get to the next super chat, y'all.
Don't work.
Let's see what happens when the Kings draft him. See what happens.
Jonathan Peralta with yet another super chat. He said, when JB and Smart jump Tatum in the locker room, it's gonna be lit.
No, that's crazy. Okay, y'all are talking. They just talking.
Get out of here.
Y'all talking.
Corny.
All right, Jonathan Peralta with another one. He said, wheelchair squad gonna be crazy. Crying emoji, crying emoji. Zion and AD with Kawhi.
That's elder.
Sheesh.
You know what's crazy? That's just as those three guys are just as the odds are that they're in the hospital as they are starting the All-Star game. It's 50-50.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
My man Julius Irvin, Dr. J Jr., he sent another super chat. He said the Cade disrespect is crazy.
Why is it crazy? Detroit is that. Why is it crazy? I'm so sick of these dudes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I get rattled about this, but I'm sick of these dudes wanting to blow up people who just got here on whack units. I'm sick of hearing that, man. I am tired of that. I am sick of hearing that, yo. Detroit is whack. And not only is Detroit whack, Cade Cunningham doesn't even know how to play at the pro level yet. I'm sick of these dudes talking about these dudes like they all stars, like they was magic coming into the, like they magic coming into
like
the
3/4 of the season. Like he
didn't even play that many games.
Great.
I don't know.
Dudes be talking about these dudes like they stepping in the door and they just super nice. On whack crews.
That's the other thing. What did this say? Disrespectful.
Who disrespected?
He's probably referring to the list. Where was Cade?
I drafted him high.
We drafted him high.
Cade was 13th on the list.
13th. Where you think he should be?
Oh, that's my third pick.
Send another super chat and tell us where you think Cade should be, so we can.
Maybe it had an RJ, but I mean, what the heck are we saying?
He played 64 games.
Yeah, that's
he's better than RJ. He definitely better than RJ.
And we got another super chat from Liban Ali. He said, "Where's Jalen Green?"
He's on the list.
He's on the list.
Okay, y'all just chatting.
Focus, man.
Focus. Y'all chatting.
Focus, man.
Just so he can see, we have Jalen Green at
21. There you go.
That's a good spot.
Cade disrespect. I'm so sick of hearing this. I'm sorry.
Hey, knucklehead.
Rufus, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about because I hear it all the time. I listen to dudes talk to me about dudes that's on whack crews and why we ain't talking about this dude? Why we ain't talking about? Because their team is garbage. That's why. That's why we ain't talking about them. The reason why we talking about Dallas is because not only is Luka doing work, Luka getting them in the playoffs. Nobody care about what's going on in Oklahoma City and Shea averaging 24 a game. Nobody don't care about that. Them dudes are whack.
Facts. So that ain't a lie.
All right, we got a super chat from Kavi Gounder. He said, "What is the name of the dude with the do-rag? I've seen the Giannis clips. He not smart. I've just come to hate. Bye."
Wow.
All right, well,
He's not smart either.
Bye.
At least he paid to hate.
He's seen the Giannis clips.
Yo.
Yeah.
All right.
It's almost that time. It's about that time.
It clearly is.
It's about that time.
Another super chat from Klaus. He said, "Ticket. Bron lost in the second finals in 2011. Bron lost in his second finals in 2011, while MJ was losing to the Pistons not one, not two, but for the third time. They both won at the same age. Remember, MJ needed college. Asking his mom for lunch money. That's fire."
Okay. And by year what? By year 7 or year 8, Michael Jordan, the next 6 out of 8 years, was winning 6 world championships, Tucker. So
not only that, the Pistons are a better team.
You guys are a joke. The Pistons was an all-time great
dynasty.
That's a better team.
If you're comparing Jordan losing to the back-to-back bad boy Pistons,
I was about to say, what are we doing?
The Mavericks?
That's crazy.
I was in college and I worked at the Palace, right?
He act like Mike was losing the bums. Mike was losing to Larry and all them dudes, man. Come on, man. Isaiah and all them cats.
I remember getting opportunities to go watch him practice, right? Bro, I'm telling you, It used to tire me out watching them dudes practice, bro. The practice used to be so intense, bro. Boogers going crazy, fighting and stuff. I mean, talking about man, these cats don't understand.
Well, they don't
like the
respect the
Pistons
game,
was
man.
nobody, like they was nobody, bro. I'm like,
Go ahead,
that was such a terrible argument. Jesus,
come on, bro.
Pistons are beating your favorite team.
absolutely.
Another super chat from Kavi Gounder. He said, "Learn your name, Ticket Dub nickname. You smart now." All right.
Hey,
Congratulations, Ticket.
Ticket, you bringing it in for him?
First, I was stupid about Giannis. Now we smart. All right, go ahead.
Yanni D with the super chat. He said, "Where's Poole and Bane?"
Y'all said Poole was in the. Y'all said Poole was in the G League, and Bane.
Bane is a miss. It's a miss on Bane.
Nah, but Bane, no, but you ain't starting your timeout. You're not starting your
right. You're right about that.
Bane needs somebody to get his shot off. He needs somebody to get his shot.
You're right.
Here's where I will combat it with Bane. If Gary Trent could be on this list, Desmond Bane could be on this list.
But we already know. But we also know Gary Trent. Gary Trent was a homer pick, though.
I'm not starting a team with Gary Trent either, though.
But that was a homer pick, though.
Bane can't get his own shot. All them dudes on that list can create their own opportunity.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that was a homer pick.
Sleeping on Gary Trent.
Homer pick.
Nah, Gary Trent. I think Desmond Bane got a little more than Gary.
But that was it was a homer pick, though.
No, for sure, undoubtedly, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Last super chat before we go ahead and wrap things up. Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
I did not say Poole was better than
No, he didn't. He never said that. No, he didn't.
That's a lie.
No, he did that. Nobody said that. Ticket might say some wild things, but he ain't never say that.
I said during the season in one stretch.
Maybe Seth Curry.
I said Poole was playing the best ball on the Warriors team one point during the stretch of the season because Curry was going through a slump and Poole was out there cooking dudes during the regular season.
And on top of that, Ticket, they were winning, which I didn't think that.
Take what I say.
Not only were they winning, but I thought that it wasn't beneficial to bring Klay Thompson back because I thought they screwed Poole up because they were rolling with Poole in the lineup, and it wasn't necessary to just throw Klay Thompson right back in the lineup. They was rolling with him. But
Poole is better than Del Curry right now.
I said, listen, and they'll take what you're saying, run with it. I said Poole was playing a better brand of basketball at that time than Steph Curry because Steph was going through the worst slump of his career.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Super chat from King of Jers. That's his second of the day. He said, "I think MJ is the GOAT, but LeBron is the best all-around player ever, and I choose him to start my franchise over anyone in history."
Me too. I'm cool with that.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I'm not cool with that. I would take a prime Akeem over. I would take a prime Akeem over LeBron and start my franchise.
Him too.
Hold on, Ticket.
I would take a prime Akeem.
Ticket. Do you know why I'm cool with that? You know why I'm cool with it? Because I'm just gonna beat his franchise. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him. I'm cool with that. You take it. Beat that ass.
I would take a prime Akeem because we saw Hakeem. We did see Hakeem win back to back with an old Clyde Drexler.
Not much.
And who else? Mario Ellie and them guys like that. Come on, man. A young Robert Horry, young Sam Cassell.
Tone, how many times have I said to you, Tone, if Hakeem Olajuwon is on the board and you pass on him, what happens?
No, you can't. Like, that's the thing.
You're fired.
I have Jordan
as a general manager, you're fired.
But Houston still made the right pick of picking Olajuwon first.
If Olajuwon is on the board and you pass, you're fired.
Bro, Olajuwon was unbelievable. If you go watch his highlights, you guys, go watch Olajuwon highlights. Man.
No, don't watch highlights.
That's all I got to say about him.
Whole game. Go watch highlights. Go watch a full game and watch him the whole game. I encourage people not to watch highlights. Watch full game.
We're afraid to come in the lane.
That's all I have to say about Olajuwon. I'm good.
Before we wrap this up, y'all go ahead and hit the like button. Get us up over 700 likes. I see it's 1,000 people in here, and we still at around like 594 likes. Y'all go ahead and
there's only 1,000. You have like 5,000 people in here. What's going on?
Oh yeah, we'll have it next week.
All right. No doubt.
With two more quick super chats. OZ Pinto, he said Kobe Bean Bryant sauce on your burger, fam. Kobe Bean Bryant sauce on your burger, fam.
I guess.
I suppose. No.
Another super
I know
chat
what that means.
from Shy. He said, "What are you guys' first and second All NBA teams?"
Jesus, how are we
All
supposed
time.
to know?
Look, check
we supposed
this
to
out.
know?
Check this out.
You want to do that for next week, maybe?
Yeah, next week we'll get into that. I don't know if we'll do it first. I don't know if we'll do it second. We probably won't do it till last because y'all won't get the likes up. But we'll do it eventually. Y'all over this week, y'all think about who y'all All NBA teams are first and second, and we'll
Gary
be sure
Trent
to
Jr.
get into that.
First team All NBA, Gary Trent Jr.
Gary Trent is crazy.
Yeah, baby.
You got that book of runner-up MVP. Too,
I can't
All right,
believe
y'all. Appreciate everybody on the panel coming up here and giving the people what they wanted. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and coming to get what you wanted. Entertainment, nothing more, nothing less from the
Ron,
panel.
tell
What's
her to
up?
put some respect on Russell Westbrook's name too.
Oh my God!
hey.
You get the whole meal on Russell Westbrook. You can't do that, dog. He gets the blame, but he don't get the whole meal like you putting on him. When he come kill this year, you put some respect on that, Elder.
Hey, Ticket.
I'm not.
Hey, Ticket. What team is he going to end the season on?
Huh?
What team he be on?
Who?
Russ.
What team is he going to end the season on?
Who? Russ?
Russ.
Oh, Lakers.
Oh man,
Hey, Ticket, real quick. If you said that, that's fine. What if he doesn't? What are you gonna do?
He is, bro.
No. What if he doesn't? No. What if he doesn't?
Way?
You gotta go. What you gonna do?
You want me to come in here and bow down and put respect on this
Public
nigga's name?
humiliation, man. Public humiliation, man.
Okay, all right, cool.
Public
As
humiliation.
long as we got that on record, we got it on record, man.
That's why I did it. That's why I asked the
Hey,
question.
got it on
listen,
record.
bro. Listen,
That's why I asked the
Lo, you don't even believe that though, Lo. You know he's gonna be way better this year.
Yes, I do.
You know that, Lo.
Yes, I do.
All right,
I
y'all.
have no
Before I
faith
end the
in him being way
stream,
better.
Claus had one more super chat. He said, "Lumpyhead and Uncle Ruckus got Goat James top 8 all time. That's disgraceful."
Okay.
And on that note, y'all, we are gonna get up out of here. Appreciate
LeBron is
everybody
top
for
8.
tuning in. We'll
Got him
see
top 6.
y'all
Not top 8.
next
What are you
week
talking
at the same time. Come tap in with the panel. We out.
All right.
Hello.